Hold on. We got smoke. We should be live. Cue the show, self-love. Cue the show. Please like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in here. Please, please like, share, subscribe. Self-love show. Get it in today. Super predators. Who are they? Who are the super predators?
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
How to stop buffering issues anywhere, anytime, instantly.
Uh-oh. Buffering, huh? It's not running, Self. Can you hear me? Are you still in the game? Yeah, I can't hear you, so you might as well stop that share because we're just staring at a screen that's frozen. Do I need to stop the share? All right, everybody, please like, share, subscribe. We will be starting shortly. Please like, share, and subscribe. We will be starting shortly. Does your mic work? Hello. Earth to Tory Wordsmith. You just can't hear, huh? No mic. Bro, you might as well log off and stop your share. Oh, boy. All right, y'all, give us a second here. Technical problems. Log off. Stop share. Can you stop share? All right. Let me see what we're looking like over here, you guys. I'm checking to see what the show is looking like. Yeah. Got a frozen screen with Tory Wordsmith. His frozen screen. So we're having technical difficulties, but we will unplug, Control Alt Delete. Let's see. All right, looks like he just did a hard reset, so we'll see what happens here. Got a great show today. Set up for you guys. Welcome to the Self-Love Show. As you guys know, this is 9 Mills, the Black Terminator. Just having some technical problems over there, and we'll get it all straightened out, I'm sure. So get my self-love vision on, and we're going to have production to cue the music, because I'll be darned if I start without the self-love theme music. We're going full manual on the self-love theme music. So yes, sir. Fair use. In YouTube, we do have permission from the artist to use this song. Where you from, Mills? I'm just a kid from Chicago. Wait, Palatine? Rockford Boylan? No. I'm just a kid from Chicago. I'm just a kid from the South Side. Quite frankly. South Side of Chicago. Quite frankly. We ask you cats, please like, share, subscribe. Let's get them in here. Like, share, subscribe. We do have a greater show in store for the gentlemen and the ladies that are in attendance here this evening. Please like, share, subscribe. We encourage all feedback. Load up our comments screen. Don't be bashful. Load them up for how can we get better if we don't know what the quote unquote consumers want. How can we get better? I'm just a kid from Chicago. Yeah. Big up, Scooter. I'm just a kid from Chicago. Yeah. That's it. Just trying to make a way. I'm just a kid from Chicago. There we go. Welcome to Chi-Town's very own, the Self-Love Show, where our motto is on earth as it is in heaven, or as above, so below. We could be found right here on YouTube's channel, This Ain't That Network, or TATN. We showing on Tifus. I don't want to be like the little homies. Tifus. Hey, this is Nine Mills. Just one of the co-hosts. I go by Self, and the other co-host goes by Self-Love. What down, Chi-Town. I want to say what down also to the greater United States. Also Belarus, Mother Russia. We got cats checking in from Mother Russia. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, big ups to Mother Russia. We love you. We love your support. We don't buy into the media. I hope you guys aren't buying into that crap that one party is feeding you. No more, no less than I'm buying into that crap these two parties are attempting to feed me. So big ups for the support. We are one human race. And the reason we started TATN was just so that we can get this message across the world, unfiltered, unfettered. That's our approach that we take here at TATN. So, Chi-Town, back at it. Trying to, bide some time here for the co-host. Let's see if this works out. Self-Love, if you can hear me, you may have to just join us via cell phone or some sort of other computer entity, and we'll go old school. I'll see if I can point my videos at the screen, or we'll see if my screen will roll. But go ahead, keep doing what you're doing for a while. See if you can get everything running. But worst come to shove, Self, you're going to have to just pop up here on your cell phone, and please turn your cell phone to the side if you're going to use your cell phone. It's YouTube, but we don't want you in a tube. All right, so Self-Love Nation. So today is Tuesday, and that would be March 9th, 2021. And we could be any place in the vast universe. And thankfully, we all Scooter chose to be here together. So, Wordsmith, he'll be here shortly. And so one thing I want to say to the Self-Love Nation, since we're here, and I do have some announcements to make, so we'll go ahead and get those out. But I have a mantra. And the mantra is, I am stronger than my excuse. Repeat that to yourself. You know, whenever you tell yourself you're going to do something, you know, to better self or better the world, you know, better the family, etc. And then you decide, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. Repeat this to yourself. I am stronger than my excuse. That was revealed to me by Yeshua. Big ups. Thought I'd share it, you know, with Yeshua's kids. Big ups. And all the agnostics. Big ups. And the atheists. Big ups, big ups, big ups. You guys take that, put it in whatever pipe you put it in, and smoke it. As we always say here on the Self-Love Show, let's leave those gavels where? We're going to leave those gavels, in fact, at the crib. And if you do decide to remove those gavels from your crib, the best place to store said gavel when traveling so that you're not accosted by 21. 21 would be the inverse of 12. The safest way to travel with said gavel is to have said gavel rammed right up your bum hole. Because we all have bum holes. They're like opinions. And they all stink. I feel like I'm digressing. So, all right. We got the wordsmith. Looks like he's good. So, yeah, we'll get him in here. And I'm sure he has a lot to talk about. The spooks. You know what I mean? Fair use, everybody. We haven't even done our thing. You know, some of you people who don't join us until, 20 minutes into the show because you don't appreciate our banter. Well, guess what? You're going to mess around and get banter tonight. Well, Tuesday show is all banter. You know what I mean? Banter, banter, banter. We got videos and banter. So while his computer's still warming up, let's do some announcements. Today's show, before the announcements, today's show is the Capitol Super Rats. So we're doing a series on the modern day super predators. You know, those people and their parents. Awful. You know, they raise these kids and they grow up and put uniforms on and shoot people and claim they're scared. You know, awful. You know, who's raising these predators, right? They stand up and stand by and things of this nature. But in particular, we're talking about the Capitol. Self, can you think of some other predators? Who we do the story on last time? Some other predators. We had Dylan Roof. We had.
I was watching on the other computer out there.
Oh yeah, the echo. Yeah, we had Dylan Roof. Can you think of some other predators there? Self-love, the super predators, the modern day.
Oh man. I'm just a little discombobulated from this whole situation.
I let it go. We had one.
That's what I was trying to think of.
The Vegas dude, the Vegas shooter. Yeah, he's a super duper predator.
Yeah. On that level, Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, they were super predators as well.
Yeah. Oh, Gacy. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
He was a pillar. He was a pillar of the community.
At least they thought.
Hey, let me tell you something, Self. I've been in some of, through some of the darkest places, as I'm sure you have, of Chicago, right? Out there bad sometimes, out there, quote unquote naked. And let me tell you something. Man, one time I got into a tiff, I told you the story, but with a babe I was dating at the time, we were leaving a concert, and I decided to walk back to my car, and it was much further than I thought. You know what I mean? When you're driving, you're like, oh, it's a 20-minute drive. When you're walking, you're like, oh, it's 6 hours. But Back to the story. So I'm walking through Des Plaines, self. Oh my God. Bro, I'd have preferred to have been walking through Cabrini Greens, with my teeth.
TATN.
Oh man, I kept thinking about Gacy, Predators. I said, well, yeah, if there's Gacy, then was he the only one?
Probably not the only one, but he was out there. But you're a grown man, so you wouldn't have to worry about Gacy so much out there.
Well,
what was the dude eating people?
Well, you got to remember Dahmer, but you got to remember, Gacy was dead at that time. So it was a spooky type of, because it's demon. I don't worry about that stuff, but you know what I'm saying. It was creepy, man. Like, I feel safer in black communities than I do walking through creepy white communities, man. And that's kind of, what we're talking about today on this show. That some folks will look at us and label certain folks super predators. But self-love and we've looked at it all, and we start looking at, well, who are the super predators? Yes. Who are the bullies?
Yeah, they're going to find out today.
Yeah, and you mentioned Dahmer.
Yeah.
He was an interesting cat.
Yeah.
Right there in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like him because he was, he'd have lost me at, he'd have lost me, not the homosexuality, that would come later. He'd have lost me at the how about those Packers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punched him right in his head. Right. You know what I mean? How about those Packers? I'm just trying to have a drink. You know what I mean? Here you are talking about the Packers. So, but self, let's do this. I know you're a little discombobulation. And that wasn't all on production. We got off to a late start. There's been some things going on, but self-love and I, we don't make excuses. We just push forward. And we appreciate you guys' understanding. It's going to be a great, 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 great show. If you can go ahead and take the show from the top, we've got to run those videos, but we'll skip past the, once you just, you know what, we don't have to run those. We do have to run the Matrix. Yeah, I definitely say, man, let's run the Matrix, self. Whenever you get a chance, we definitely got to run the Matrix. We can't do a show without running the Matrix.
All right, we should run fair use and then go to Matrix.
Yes. All right. Yeah, we can't start without the Matrix. I don't care what anybody says. We get hubbub. You guys should just do this and that. No. No, we want your feedback, but no. I mean, we can't, like foundational stuff, right? So, yeah. This is like the I pledge my country 'tis the thee every morning. Nobody went and told the kids not to say that.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want to support your kid. Yeah.
Copyright disclaimer under section. What the?
It's fair use, ain't it? Oh, we probably better stop.
107 of the Copyright Act 1976.
Yeah. I was going to say we better stop this.
Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research.
That's right.
Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might
facts.
otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Facts. I'm just a kid from Chicago. All right, so he's gonna load up the next video. It's gonna be the Matrix, and then we'll have the show going. I'm still sending invites out to people, and if you guys feel free to join me in sending those invites out. Great show today. We want to hear what you guys have to say about these super predators. Please hit the like, share, subscribe. You can run it whenever you're ready. So, welcome. And let's see here. Oh, we're going to open up the panel. We are going to open up the panel. So, panel will be open within like 30 minutes. Call in to, hope Self's not having any. You all right over there, Tori?
Yep.
All right, sweet.
Moving a little slow, but it's getting back to normal.
Sweet.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
Facts.
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Boy, he's tweaking. Damn. All right, we got that out of the way. That feels better. It's like a little security blanket. And please like, share, subscribe. Please let's like, share, subscribe, and let's share the link. Let's share this link. Let's get them in here because we have a great show. The Capitol, though, particularly with Self-Love and our we're on this particular show, part 2 of our Super Rat series. Who were the actors at the Capitol? Who were the actors? Was it Triple K? You know, was it WS? WS. It sounds like a Disney channel, doesn't it? The White Supremacy Network. Yeah, I mean, was it the Tea Party? You know, and that Tea Party wouldn't want any black tea, I'm sure. Was it the Proud Boys, the Pride Boys, or you know, who was it? Are those all one and the same?
Interesting question.
Were the people out there on MEP? Because you know they said the. I mean, I'm just asking questions. If the Nazis were on MEP, and we know the KKK uses MEP, right? You saw them climbing up the walls, and we didn't know what we were doing. Were those people on MEP? They would ask if your people were on crack. So I think this is a serious question. I'm asking you,
it is a good
question.
Do
you think some of those people may have been on meth?
Probably.
It's good to hear you say it.
Probably.
Because they would have no problem. They would have no problem blowing that whistle towards Pookie.
Yeah, you know who I would say was not there for this?
Who?
Black Lives Matter.
True. Well, and then the National Guard couldn't get there. Well, we'll get there. They couldn't get there, but they can be there at that peaceful protest
right.
And spur everybody for Donald Trump to come out there and hold the Bible inverted and upside down for the Baphomet. I don't know if we can say Baphomet.
Yeah, all right, we can say Baphomet, but we weren't talking about the Baphomet. We were just saying it.
All right, and then terrorism. You know, what is terrorism? Could they now be classified as a terrorist? And then why don't they use RICO if they're saying that it was an organization? Now, you know, I'm saying, and then, you know, lock everybody up like they locked Jeff Fort and Larry Hoover up and Al Capone. I mean, I'm just asking.
I mean, if it's all fair for one side, it should be fair for the other, right?
Yeah, if you call it down there, if it's self-love and I, let me tell you something. Self-love and I, we played in some dirty basketball games, and we played some clean, free-flowing, what we called West Coast, you know, LA type of basketball, and we'll play either way. You just have to, you know, they have to be consistent out there, or there's going to be a what?
Problem.
Whoa. Yeah, there's going to be a problem. Whether it was with the officiating, whether it was going to be with the other team, there was going to be a problem.
Yeah, we was going to let them know.
Yeah. They can come out here and just take advantage of us. Silverbacking out here on the courts. And then treason. What is treason? Treason. The treason's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
The treason's why we climbing up the walls at the Capitol. Was it treason?
Wiping crap on the walls of the Capitol.
And it wasn't correct Confederate It wasn't even flag college kids. So, you know,
into the Capitol.
If this was college kids and they went into the student union and wiped poop on the walls, I'd be like those crazy, wacky white fraternity guys.
Kids.
These were grown people, probably on MEP. But what was their beef? Was it an inside job? Was there any lawmaker involvement?
Partially.
Was Donald Trump himself involved? And we're also going to look at the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the FBI's investigation into this matter. We'll let you know where they're at and where they're going. And then how the Black and the people of color, the staff in the Capitol itself, how are they coping? How is law enforcement coping?
I wouldn't feel safe. Like National Guards around the corner couldn't get deployed.
Yeah, but they can get deployed out there for that peaceful protest.
Oh, they're man. They already got their orders for the peaceful protest. But
yeah, you're right. Because you're right. And I tell you guys, stop putting in those for permits when you're doing stuff. Because all you're doing is telling 12 where the National Guard, everybody where they need to be set up, right? Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the law, you don't need a permit. You don't. They can make laws, but they can make a law that says you have to come home every day and slap the crap out of your wife. Would you do it? Yeah, that's a good question. Isn't that a good question, Self? If they made a law that said every day you got to come home and slap the crap. Listen to, hey, Baphomet, I know you guys, you meet in these dark places and you're making decisions. Why don't y'all do that for craps and giggles? Let's see how far we can push these the sheep and goyim out of here, the ones who just watch the news and the Batman said, but baby is evil. They're gonna give me a fine if I don't slap him. The Baphomet.
Is it real? Good. Or
But they said on TV I gotta slap my family every time I come home.
So you do that when you go home? You slap you?
Baby, you gotta slap me. Baby, you gotta go in there and slap the kids too. Yeah, to make you film itself. Yeah. I mean, I know this sounds far-fetched, but do you know that some of the stuff that we're going through today, like forced mask wearing and stuff like that, do you know if they had this conversation 100 years ago, they would laugh just like self-love just laughed at that premise I just gave you guys?
Absolutely.
Man, they would laugh just like that. So, but Self, before we get into something I pulled up, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, alchemy. Yes.
Man.
Yes. The Alchemy Show.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, bro. Hey, man.
Got some expansion, bro. That was much needed for me. He brought home the connection. He brought home the connection between me, he and I.
No, it's not you. It's me. Absolutely. You mean with your dad and everything?
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, and there's opportunity out here for minority business owners, Black business owners. Minority is what he said. He works for the state, but I'm saying Black,
right?
Because we're Black first around here, and that's what we're all about. So there's opportunities for you with the state. You just have to have yourself a business out there, and go on their website portal, and and you could probably get yourself some work and a bag of money to boot, huh, Self?
Yeah, real talk.
Yeah, and he gave us some great background about Chicago and when things started to change, the women's liberation and I don't need a man, and then the fathers who were in the picture prevalent started to disappear, and then the kids started to run, I guess, wild. Been hearing that common thread from Silverbacks.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, you hear from Silverbacks, but nobody listens to us. That's why we got this platform. Nobody listens to the Silverbacks.
Oh, they're going to listen. They are going.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I will tell you that they will listen. Hey, did you hear about the off-duty CPD, the Chicago 12 that got charged with attempted 187. Yeah. Well, we queued something up out there. So we're going to run this, and then Self Lover and I, we're going to get this rolling. Yeah, I know you be unplugged, Self, but yeah, man.
Sure.
Off duty 12. If he was on duty, they never would have charged him.
Man, this is
So
crazy.
be a lesson to you, 12. If you want to go out there and commit a murder, make sure you're what? On duty.
Oh, man, they on duty, off duty. These people, they're crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
this
just
is true.
Bottom line of it. It's a shame.
Developing tonight, a Chicago police officer is facing attempted murder charges after an off-duty shooting incident last fall.
And WGN's Shannon Halligan joins us now from the newsroom with the latest on this.
Should have been all over the
Tonight,
news.
Officer Joseph Cabrera also faces charges of false reporting and obstruction of justice after prosecutors said he lied about what happened that night.
My weapon's here.
All right, I don't know who you are. You a PO?
Yes, I'm a PO.
All right, I'm gonna just take this for 1 second, all right?
Please.
Where's
I copy. 763
Nobody shot at
David, are
me.
you on scene with off-duty?
He started attacking me. I fired around at him.
Police body camera video released by the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, or COPA, shows Officer Joseph Cabrera on the night of October 13th. A couple inside their car said the off-duty officer pulled up behind them in the 5200 block of South Monitor and asked if they needed an ambulance. After pulling around the block, the couple said Officer Cabrera followed them and started yelling. During the confrontation, the officer said he was attacked and knocked to the ground. That's when he pulled out his gun and fired.
I'm okay. He's in his car. I don't think he's hit. He knocked me to the ground. He was attacking me, and I fired around. What do you mean? Why are you putting me in handcuffs?
However, the man involved in the altercation and other witnesses said Officer Cabrera was not knocked over.
And I'm like, sir, we're not arguing. Nothing's going on. What is your problem? And he started getting aggressive with me. And then he started putting his finger in my face and grabbed my neck. And that's when I punched him. And then he pulled a gun on me and shot me.
The 8-year veteran of the Chicago Police Department now faces additional charges, including attempted murder, filing a false report, and
I guess that's the end, huh?
I didn't think that was the end. I didn't touch anything either. Spooks is out here today, bro.
Yeah, no, I think that was the end, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, because it was only 1 minute 43 seconds. So yeah, man. Yeah, right. He sounded like he was inebriated, drunk, and had some pills in him, didn't he?
Definitely intoxicated. And by any means, whatever means it was. He didn't.
Yeah,
he wasn't sober.
No, he wasn't. In his story, you know what I mean. First he came at him, but then he was in the car. So he attacked you and got in the car and sat there and you shot him. Like his story was so awful they had to charge him.
Well, and the guy, and it was the other witnesses too. That I'm sure that had something to do with it too.
And the guy sounded credible too, didn't he?
He was completely.
He's like this guy. He's like this guy.
Why are you putting handcuffs on me?
Like,
this guy come, he put his finger in my face, and then he grabbed me by the throat. So I punched him, and then he shot me. That sounds like
right.
Very, very credible. Like that's what happened.
Yeah, he sounded credible, man. He did. He sounded and he did sound credible, and he was flabbergasted that he's like, and you're putting me in cuffs.
Yeah, because they were taking him off to jail. Well, I don't know if he's hit, but he's hit. That's how you got to be inebriated. He just straight up lying like that.
Man, facts. And hold on a second here. Yeah, that dude, man. But I hadn't heard about that, man. That was a while back.
Yeah, I definitely didn't hear about it.
Bulk 3-pack said the mission is to change these ridiculous laws, not advise them to break them. It's flesh. Yeah, well, good luck with that one, Bulk 3-pack. But he said the city buried that story. Yeah, they buried it. They buried it under stuff about Trump and nonsense about Pookie. Guaranteed.
lot of nonsense, that's for sure.
Yeah, and see, and there wasn't one black person involved in that, so that's not news. If that couple was black, you sleepy? You want to log off and go to sleep, Nope?
Yeah, when,
we're boring you. The show is boring you or something. What do you want to do? Because you're going to put our people to sleep yawning in the camera like that, bro. Hey, yeah, go ahead and get your yawn on. Hey, who does that? Yawn in the middle of our show, But
yawn is involuntary. It wasn't like
yeah, it's what do you call it?
Out there, it's contagious.
It's contagious. Yeah,
it's involuntary.
Yeah. I've never watched somebody's show and literally one of the hosts yawned. I've never seen that. Voluntary or involuntary. Have you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What show? Who was it?
Sonetta, as a matter of fact.
So that's your standard?
No, it's not my standard. My standard is it was not controllable out there. If I knew I was going to do it, I'd have cut the camera off.
Yeah.
That's what the standard is.
Poke 3-pack is loving the stick.
Out there. Club, what's the business?
Hey,
for the support.
Yeah, and we're getting him scheduled for the big real estate panel.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be great.
That is, man. Y'all don't know he's one of the whales out here doing it. He's humble because he don't want nobody to, climb in his house, tie everybody up, and pistol whip him. He's one of these guys. You know what I mean? Who wants somebody to climb in when they pistol whip their family? But yeah, he's a builder, and because of that, we're gonna have him on the show. And he's experienced at what he does. He's a silverback, and we want to know how he's stuffing that bag full of money. We want to know his company's game plan. How they flip and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like we're off cue here. So we're going to jump into it. So today is Super Predators, and the first video is Donald Trump's son talking in the background. This is on the day of the riot, on the day of the insurrection, and this is right before. So you notice it's like a little Klan rally, if you will. So yeah, whenever you're ready, bro, you can just cue it on up. Appreciate you, Nope. Get him with that little Klan rally.
Just awesome patriots that are sick of the bull. So thank you all for that. Kimberly, look. I think we're T-minus a couple of seconds here, guys. So check it out. Tune in. I'm gonna live stream it. It's gonna be good. Shout out Mark Meadows, an actual fighter, one of the few, a real fighter. Thank you, Mark. Kimberly.
Trump got them from under the hoods. They took the hoods off. He brought them out. He brought them out into the open, man. He made them roaches like, man, y'all can come out. Ain't nobody gonna crush y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then now the feds are back on them. So I mean, that's pretty much what's that new.
It's a real talk. Feds at them now,
man.
And they thought that Trump was going to pardon him before he left office. That's what a lot of them was saying.
Of course, they figured he was going to, yeah. And then they were meth, man. I'm talking about the crazy ones. They still felt like QAnon is telling them that Trump's going to be back in the next 2 months, and so they're still thinking, yeah, he's going to be there and he's going to pardon them all. And if not, you can murder somebody and be in there get sentenced to 100 years, and they're thinking Trump's gonna be back in 4 years, and pardon me then. The mind of a super predator.
Ooh-wee.
That's some strong hatred. Let's just say if Obama was, down and, you know what I mean? And there was a situation, I'd have to believe, wait a minute, I'm going to crawl the wall and rub my feces where? United States Capitol. And we're going to get a red, black, and a black power flag. I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm listening. Okay. And then Obama, he's on his way out, right? Yeah, the election's over, but they stole it. But he's going to be back in about a month. And when he gets back in, he's going to pardon all of us. Man, that's some faith.
Yeah. Craziness.
Ain't it?
Most of them thought in those 2 weeks from that date before the inauguration that he was going to pardon him.
Yeah. Oh, but more importantly, they thought Pence was going to do the right thing. Man, Pence was like, man.
Pence is like, man, I'm actually a politician. I was working with this reality guy, but
yeah, he's like my hood's not on. Right. Like, come on. We're out in the open. You got to talk to us right.
Man, he's from Indiana, and the Indianians I know was happy he went to be vice president instead of governor.
Hey, so if that's like you could be in an organization in college and you could be in a public forum, somebody's like, yeah, let's go kill them all. And you're like, and you might feel that way. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, if you said that and something went down, then you would get charged with inciting a riot.
Yes. If Obama.
Oh my God. He would have got,
And what would we be hearing? What would they be saying about all the black people climbed up the walls? Come on.
All these
Let me hear some superlatives.
These monkeys.
Yeah.
These devils.
Speaking of monkeys, did you see that video on TATN with Ronald Reagan talking about the monkeys? Yeah, I'm gonna have to run it. I'm gonna have to run it for you. But yeah, Ronald Reagan was talking about got the quote of Ronald Reagan talking about the monkeys. And then it's got these rats in the background climbing up walls.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that one.
Let's see here. But the next one, bro, so they're going to give a quick timeline on the Capitol riots. This was done very well. I believe it's from CNBC.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
And nevertheless, despite the clear breakdowns at the Capitol, we must get to the bottom of why that very day it took the Defense Department so long to deploy the National Guard once the need for reinforcements became patently clear on every TV screen in America.
At 1:30 p.m. on January 6, we watched as the Metropolitan Police Department began to deploy officers to support the Capitol Police. In doing so, the officers began to withdraw from the traffic control points that were jointly manned with District of Columbia Guardsmen. At 1:49 p.m., I received a frantic call from then Chief of United States Capitol Police, Stephen Sun, where he informed me that the security perimeter of the United States Capitol had been breached by hostile rioters. Chief Sun, his voice cracking with emotion, indicated that there was a dire emergency at the Capitol, and he requested the immediate assistance of as many available National Guardsmen that I could muster. Immediately after that 1:49 call, I alerted the U.S. Army senior leadership of the request. The approval for Chief Sun's request would eventually come from the Acting Secretary of Defense and be relayed to me by Army senior leaders at 5:08 p.m.
Hey, you can stop.
About 3 hours and 19 minutes later.
I don't know why. He's a general. This guy's a major general. He's in charge of the National Guard. And somebody calls and says, we need you. They're taking over the Capitol. And he needs permission from a higher up.
Yeah, that's why it seems like it's a setup. It's something that's clearly not in correct order.
And the nation needs to watch that video in its entirety because Cobra Claw was kind of getting there because, yeah, it felt weird because she was even driving. I'm like, yeah, but you guys didn't need all that approval for the peaceful protest, but that was already set up.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And if you watch the video, he was saying that he had talked to Son, and he said, hey, if you're gonna need some help, you're gonna have to make a formal request. Do you want to make it now so that, and he didn't want to do it then. He said, but if something goes down, are you gonna be able to come? He was like, well, yeah, I will come, but gonna need permission first.
So when you say setup, you're intimating more inside job as well.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense otherwise. This guy,
the capital, and we're talking about the capital of the United States in session,
and he's the one responsible in running it. And
yes,
he can't deploy,
but he's black.
I know.
That's the thing about being black. You put a black person in charge, they're robots. I'm telling you. They're going to get those on you. Wait a minute, I got to do my job. I can't make a decision with them. I can't go over anybody's head. They'll fire me. I'll lose everything.
It seems like that's why I was saying, it's inside job. I think this was put in place then for that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
For it to happen. I don't think normally he has to get that permission like that.
Right. How?
Yeah.
There is no National Guard. DC is a district, so it's a federal thing. So they have their cops. And I thought, what do you call it? Secret Service had a militia that was protecting these places. You're telling me, Self, that during the Million Man March, well, they had that protected. But you're telling me that we could have just gotten 20,000? No, because if black men gather anywhere and start gathering, then the police are showing up. See, that's what's weird. You're telling me that this can happen? What if another country did that?
That's what I mean.
What if Big Russia had spies over, and big ups to Russia because we got a lot of support in Russia. But what if Big Russia had a bunch of spies? They could just, over the years, have a bunch of people, and then, Jay, let's go take this over and kill all of their leaders. Well, they said they were slaughtering all of the Congress and senators, but I'm black and I'm the major general, but I had to wait for my upper-ups and wait for the upper-ups. When do you have a pair of balls?
819.
Yeah, and at 149, I called back and I said I can't do anything, and everybody's hands was tied. You're sitting there with all this crap.
I got permission, and I released them it was about 5 hours later.
Yes, he should. Then why is he being grilled? Listen, why is he being grilled? If that's the case, because those are excuses coming out that man's mouth. Why is he being grilled? If it was a higher up, then I want to hear from the higher up.
Right. The person he had to get permission from, which is.
But you got the flunky.
He had to get it from
a higher up. That's what he said.
It was a higher up.
The higher ups.
I'm trying to think exactly who it was. He said because he did say it.
Well, you can run it from there. Let's run it.
Then I might have left it. I didn't.
It YouTube's automatically gonna remember.
I didn't leave it anyway.
The District of Columbia National Guard arrived at the Capitol and were being sworn in by the United States Capitol Police.
Said that you were able to get immediate authorization in the summer of 2020 during those
Look
protests.
at his hands. Yeah. His left hand don't even look real.
Was the issue of optics
ever
brought up by Army leadership when the D.C. National Guard was deployed during the summer of 2020? Was that discussed?
It was never discussed the week of June. It was never discussed July 4th when we were supporting the city. It was never discussed August 28th when we supported the city.
Oh, you got a unibrow.
Did you think that
you
was
thought
unusual?
I wouldn't notice it with all the medals and shit.
Yeah, I also thought it was.
That's why he's got all the medals.
You said it was unusual and very prescriptive.
A lot of medals they won't notice.
January 5th letter
Unibrow.
required
It's Anthony Davis.
the Secretary
Jim
of the
should
Army
bring.
to approve the movement of deployed guardsmen from one traffic control point to another. Did you find that unusual?
19 years, I never had that before happen. So
See?
on
This
that
is what I'm
day,
talking about.
the Metropolitan Police as they would any other day.
But in 19 years, you never had nobody attack the Capitol. Y'all don't have stuff in place, contingencies in place of people attacking the Capitol self. Who do they think is stupid?
So they wanted
everybody.
Who do they think is stupid, Nope?
I had to get
everybody. That's who they think is stupid.
I'll get back to you. I contacted Lieutenant General
This
Pyatt.
load of crap they trying to sell us.
Come on, man. And if that is the case, then wow.
In relationship to the Capitol.
That's the case that they don't have. Okay, people storm the White House. This is planned. What we do. People storm the Capitol. This is what we do. If they don't have that,
These are 3 unarmed
then
National Guardsmen who are helping with traffic control.
Wow.
In part so that Metropolitan Police can do other things, and they were not permitted to move a block away without getting permission from the Secretary of the Army. Is that true?
Secretary of the Army.
Yeah.
And I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, that with the National Guard, it is much better
Her hands is bigger than Peter's.
prepare them and call them into action and have a plan, which I know that I heard from Mr. Celestis that people tried to do. They called the chief, they called people and said, you want to have the Guard mobilized. And there was a discussion between you and Sund leading up to January 6th in which this was discussed, and you didn't get a clear direction to have them mobilized. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. So I talked to Chief Sund on Sunday. I talked to him Saturday and Sunday. We talk. We're friends. I've known him for a long time.
He sound like a old boy getting interrogated at so you bought the beer at 11:15. He sounds like he's getting interrogated by him.
Yes.
That's how he's responding. That's why it's disingenuous.
And Major General, he ain't even coming off like a Major General.
No, he's coming off.
Right? Look at all these medals, man. Have you been to war? What have you been doing? Like I'm saying, I'm talking to a senator. Yes, there's respect. But man, say what you got to say, man. You out here sounding like a vag. You sound like a vagina. But go ahead, bro. I don't know if we can say vagina on YouTube.
So on Sunday, I asked him, are
Pretty
you going to
certain.
request DC National Guard help? And if you do, I need it in writing. It has to be formal because the Secretary of Defense has to approve it.
Secretary of Defense has to approve.
He was not allowed to request the support. And I asked him if he wanted me to.
Now you see what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? And the guy wasn't allowed to request report. So I asked him, should I request report? You're the fucking general. What do you think? I'm not blaming the general. I'm just saying, I'm not just blaming him. But who's in charge?
Support me. I said yes, but I have to get approval from the
Apparently
Secretary
the
of
Major
Army
General
and
isn't.
ultimately the Secretary of Defense
Because
it's a federal request.
General Walker, if the restrictions on your authorities hadn't been put in place by DOD, what would you have done when Chief Sund called you at 1:49 on January 6th with an urgent request for National Guard assistance?
Good question.
I would have immediately pulled all the guardsmen that were supporting the Metropolitan Police Department. They had the gear in the vehicles. I would have had them assemble in the armory and then get on buses and go straight to the armory.
He sounds like a lifelong bureaucrat who would rather have this moment to come out and say, this is the stuff I was talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody will take charge. Yeah, man, take charge. You expect a general. I'm sorry, maybe that's why I would have never made his rank.
Yeah,
because that's all they do. I had to follow orders.
Yes.
I had to follow orders. I had to follow orders. The guy had to follow orders. Yep. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tom.
The whole career is done upon that. Otherwise, he wouldn't be the ranking.
He wouldn't be there, especially a black one.
Period.
Mm-hmm. They're not paying him to think. You know how many times they told him that in the Army?
Man, that's facts. They're not paying him to think.
It didn't hire you go up. Pretty soon the Baphomet comes in there himself and tells you what? I'm not paying you to think.
Right.
Right.
You just do what you're told.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Even run itself. He's got a family.
And report to the most ranking Capitol Police officer they saw and take direction. And further, just let me add this.
Why are they taking direction?
Colonels on his own initiative.
Don't pause it. I would have never told my soldiers to go listen to.
Anticipating that we were going to be
pause.
called.
Yeah, pause it.
He said earlier that they had to be sworn in.
I heard that nonsense.
Yeah, so they're going to be under that person's guide.
No, I get it, but okay, this is the military. there's an attack on the government. At this point, we're at war. I don't know if this guy who I'm listening to, who's not part of the military, who's telling me, no, stand down, we don't need you. I don't know if he's part of the coup. Now, I'm general, and my job is to protect these places, hook or crook, by any means necessary. Now I have to start asking, are you involved? Mr. Black Man? Go ahead, Self. I do.
So he would have been there, and he met with Deputy Chief Carroll of the Metropolitan Police Department, who asked him, where is the National Guard? How come they're not here? And this colonel said, well, I'm sure they're coming, and I'm here to scout out where they're going to be when they get here.
And never got the order.
Tory Wordsmith
And the colonel said, I'm sure they're coming. So apparently the colonel's training, he knows that there's things in place.
I mean, it has to be things in place. Otherwise, what the hell
What
are
they
doing?
doing?
What is all this, what is it about? I mean, there has to be playbooks for all of this.
Contingencies. I thought.
If they're not, then what is going on? What is really going on?
On a macro scale, that means somebody could probably walk in where the nuclear bombs are, and these guys would be, they asked me if they wanted me to stop them, but I didn't have the authority to stop 9 Mills as he was walking in, and he went to the codes and he started taking pictures. I had to call to get sworn in. Like, what is this nonsense? And I'm telling the Major General self, I'm the DC cop. Some pohickey, some podunk, whatever, just happened to get promoted up the thing, doing the same thing as him. Stand down. And I'm telling the National Guard, stand down. You stand down.
It's not DC cop, though. It's the Capitol Police, which is a federal entity. I'm not exactly sure their stature or what they are comprised of all the way, but it's not the DC.
Is a federal entity.
Yeah, but it's not the DC police though that we're talking about here. He wasn't going to have them go to DC police and swear into them and
I got you. I got what you said. So it's not the city DC police captain.
Right.
It's another set of police that weren't protecting the Capitol.
Capitol Police. Well, they got overran. They didn't know, they didn't have enough people on.
So there's no contingencies in place for when the Capitol Police get.
It has to be. That's why I said that it's set up.
I mean, and I tell you what, Self, if you and I are asking these questions, heads are gonna roll. Heads are gonna roll. Both three packs said, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
That video that we showed on previous show where the senator or congressman, whoever it was, walked out and let them in and walked around the block.
Yes.
So, there's some of that
evidence of yes. Yeah.
And then they couldn't come. Like this, it's man.
That's what I'm saying. And they had this dude sitting there, and then something else we got to cover. And I don't like covering this stuff, but I have to. Marilyn Merkel, whatever the queen name is, the Duchess.
Oh.
Bro, you hear some of the stuff
I mean, what? I mean, honestly, like, real talk. What did she expect?
He doesn't have a clue
at all
what they're up against. She needs to take a big cup of shut the
fuck up and sip real slow, like
yeah.
Get a big old cup. And
hey, but you got to start watching some of this stuff before they start cleaning it up. She is yapping. I've never heard anybody yap like this about stuff behind the royal family. And here's what I'm saying. And we don't want the security. So you're telling me I'm supposed to believe that 20 Bloods or Crips or Blackstone, and we're not suggesting for anybody to do this, folks, vice lords, alt-right, right self, could kidnap this guy. You're telling me that the Mother Queen, or you could just sit there and send a different body part to the ground. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
I think they have security and they don't even know it, is what I'm trying to say. So if you were king, your kids, whatever, whatever your husband or whatever the wife is saying, y'all don't have security.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Bro, they did too much dirt as a royal family to be having that boy running around with no security.
Yeah, period.
It's on a world stage, it leaves Britain exposed.
Yeah. It does.
And that guy, boy, she put it on him. He was probably
a because he's sitting there like
I never knew they were racist. Yeah, he's piling on. And I'm like, wow. He don't even say, man, let's not talk about my family publicly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Air it out, Marilyn Markle. And I see Oprah didn't let what's her name do it.
No, this was too juicy.
Man, and Oprah, boy, she was beside herself, cutting off you ain't Prince no more. She was cutting him off and talking to him like he was an everyday Joe. Yeah, bro. I was like, oh, she's feeling herself.
Yeah, I didn't see it at all. I read some stuff.
Your boy Pierce Bogsden is pissed.
Is he?
Talking about the Mother Queen and the family. Oh yeah, he walked up. He stormed off his own show.
I wish I had to see a clip of that.
But he's part of the Illuminati. But hey, so play that promo video though, man. We forgot to run it, and I want to run it because it was showing. It had Ronald Reagan talking about the super rats. And Boke 3-pack, are you the only one who's got a chat link up?
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we got people in the woods. Yeah, keep chatting it up, Boke 3-pack. You know what I'm saying? Where's everybody? Get somebody in here, Boke. You were dean of a line. Get your boys in here.
What's the name of that?
Let's see. It should be the second or third. Let's see what it's at. No, it's gonna be oh shit.
Jackson. Is it in here?
Hold on. Is it the urinal deuce? Play the which one? Play the urinal. Well, don't play that yet. Don't play that yet. No, it's not in there, Self. I sent you off, so that's on me. Hold on. It's on the card though, but it's not in the thing. So Milana Jackson, South Park. Yeah. Let me set that up. Yeah, bro. So what's been up? What's going on in the shop, man? We didn't get to even have that conversation.
Man, heat wave, and I think another cop killed himself.
Are you serious?
Yeah, since the last show.
Wow.
This time they found him at his house.
Wow.
I think he was 20 plus veteran too.
Wow. All of them are vets, bro. You think these are guys who were speaking out against the Black Shield or whatever? I mean, the Blue Code or whatever they call that, the Code of Silence, and then boom.
I don't know. Either that, they did something, that was, gonna come out.
Or it's a purge taking place. Yeah.
Like, something's gonna come out on a group of people.
The feds,
unless they are all gone.
Yeah. I think they give the police that, thing. You don't want to take that perp walk. Yeah.
Your family had to go through all that and type of thing.
Tell you what, man. Yeah, so you say y'all got some better weather, huh, bro?
Man, it was 70 degrees today.
Damn.
There's still snow on the ground from that snow.
Said 70, bro?
Yeah, it was like 60 yesterday.
Yeah, you had better weather than us. It's kind of cool. So the weather probably be cooler there tomorrow. It was cool here for LA, probably like 60, windy. Yeah, man, probably got up to like 65, but it was windy.
But it's supposed to be really windy tomorrow. It was slightly windy today, but it's supposed to be like 40, 50 miles an hour winds and stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Also,
and then refresh that playlist while you get a chance. But what was you saying, bro? Also what?
my little people will be here Friday.
Nice. Man, that's love, bro.
It is.
How long you got them for?
They'll be here to the 17th.
Oh, that's love.
Yeah, man.
That is love, bro.
I'm so looking forward to it, man, because been seeing them and
Hey, is the Museum of Science Industry open or is it closed because of COVID?
I don't know.
That'd be a nice place to take them, man. You know?
I've been there. I'm trying to think of somewhere
they ain't been.
Yeah. We're going to see what they want to do. You know?
You took them to DuSable Museum?
You know what? I don't think we went with one of their schools or something. But that's a great idea right there.
Yeah, especially since they're older, you know.
Yeah, figure that one out.
And some of them more calm. Some of them just got caught up. So.
Some of whom, like Dominic,
some of them on different. That's what I'm saying. Put the shit on the walls. It's like, what?
Who does that? I mean, what?
Some of them had jobs. See what I'm saying? It's a different. Some of them are owning companies, and the other ones they have nothing to lose.
Right.
Boy, that was at Malcolm X's assassination. I found him on the picture, highlighted him, scrolls him out. Take it back, Sal. I want you to hear Reagan, and I want you to see the spook at the Malcolm X. I want everybody to see that. The spook. I found him in a picture, and I'm like, ooh, look at this guy. Mm-hmm. Him. See himself?
Right here.
Why did they let him in there? Why is he there? What would be his motivation? He's going to claim that he works for the LA Times or something like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, look at that. Look at everybody else and look at this guy. I don't know what happened. I was watching a video or something. I'm like, who's this? Yes. I was like, who's this fucking guy? But it's always a cool white guy that's a hip cat that wears a hat, a leather jacket.
Is that a hat? That looks like his hair.
Don't tell me that's his hair, Sal. Get the... Are you... They let this guy in?
There's no other hat on in there.
That's a good point.
There's a female. Maybe that's a hat. I think that's
wow. You're right, because men didn't used to wear hats indoors back in the day. That's a great point.
That's funny.
Wow. All right, self-roll it, because we queued up Reagan. Or the monkeys are...
He said monkeys again.
I ran with it. You need to sample this.
Those African countries. They're still uncomfortable wearing shoes. Last night, I tell you, to watch that thing on television, that's it. To see those monkeys from those African countries. They're still uncomfortable wearing shoes.
Look at these monkeys.
Last night, I tell you, to watch that thing on television, that's it. To see those monkeys from those African countries. They're still uncomfortable wearing shoes.
Look at that. Climbing the walls like that.
I tell you, to watch that thing on television, that's it.
Yeah, smell.
Those monkeys from those African countries.
Who raised them?
They're still uncomfortable wearing shoes.
I hated that song the first time I heard it, but this ain't that for real. This ain't that for real. I forgot his name.
That one Juice WRLD?
Mm-mm. He one of the guys, though. He one of the guys in a crew, though. That used to him and what's the other ones that got shot up in Florida? Rest his soul. They claimed they was trying to rob him.
It's Gian.
Yeah, we gotta do this. We're doing a show on the curious case of him. It's gonna be a whole show on that. We'll probably add Zach TV with him, so we can make it a show. But yeah, and what's old girl's name? Kanika Jenkins. Everybody forgot about her. You remember Kanika? That's the one Zach was talking about, and then
That's the one that was found in the freezer in the
at the
suburbs.
some hotel in the Rosemont. Yeah. And Zach TV was investigating. He had just dropped a video on it, and then boom. So yeah, big ups. But let's see what's in this chat. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Boke 3-pack says,
Wonder which mess that is.
there are rules to this. Common sense doesn't exist. The police chose not to respond for whatever reason. Racism? Question. When we follow orders, he said, we follow orders or people die. You actually watched that mess. I don't know what he was referring to there.
I don't know what mess that is.
Yeah, I should have been paying attention. Boke 3-pack. Oh, he's probably gone. Clear that up if you can. Yeah, clear that up if you can. Self and I, we've been digressing. Our show is a little off kilter today because a lot of stuff, but it is what it is, right? So
that's what it is. Because
we
always do the best we can.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all we could do. So we did the Capitol riots timeline. Did we do the National Guard Chief Pentagon? Did we do that? That was the brother talking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So then now we got looks like it's about that time. Right? What time is it, so? 8:19. I feel like we skipped something. Trump.
We silver black reciprocity. I think that was going into.
Yeah, that was going to be for break, right?
Yeah, looked like it.
Yeah, man, we jumping through. I told you.
Hold on, we didn't.
Which one?
We didn't do statement of being. We didn't do the more growth and development, but.
Yeah, we didn't do none of that. Let's run it because we're good on time. Right?
Right.
Let's run those. We're good on time. We're gonna roll the break. And then we have those videos. But let's run those first, then we'll come back and chop it up a little bit because I do have some announcements to make. But yeah, we're shortening the show. And hell yeah. I wish. See, it's gonna be hard to time it because everything didn't go right. But you know what I mean, Self? You know what I'm talking about.
Stuff
The
didn't
world
go right
doesn't.
at all.
Right. In entering upon this course of instruction, each of you should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories and beliefs. Yeah, leave your gavels at home. By so doing, you will be saved the trouble of trying all the way through the show to put, quote, new wine into old wineskins, end quote. Luke chapter 5, verse 37. Facts. If there's anything as we proceed which you don't understand or agree with, just let it lie passively in your mind until you have enjoyed the entire show. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be cleared and easily accepted a little farther on. After the show is over, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. But for the time being, be willing to become. Everybody gonna be noticing dude's hair now, man. Said the master spiritual thing. Bro, I want to know who that dude was. Like, who is he?
That hair too, bro. Man, it looked like a hat.
Ye shall in
Man,
no
so
wise enter into
yeah, Boke 3-pack said it was hair too.
Matthew chapter 18, verse 2.
We can't talk over this.
How you messed up, my
there
boy.
seems to be repetition. Please remember, the self-love show is a lesson, not a lecture.
Yeah, he's right. Platform.
Silverback More Growth and Development Platform. Number 1, repair our nation via reparation. We demand our silver back. Number 2, Connect our breadwinners with our activists. And 3, show an accurate depiction of African American Chi-Town. 4, shine a light on positive influences. 5, heal our community one person at a time. 6, provide an unfiltered platform for our influencers. 7, recycle the black dollar. 8, to provide mentors for the mentorless. 9, to close the gap between us and our pink kinsmen.
All right, so you guys make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We got some great stuff coming up. Self's gonna break that down for you. I'll see you shortly. Just take us to break. I can't hear you.
Alrighty.
There it is.
Yeah. Alrighty. All right, I need y'all to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified every time we put up a video or go live. It's of the utmost importance. We're trying to grow. No, we're growing. Forget try. We're growing organically, and we need your help. We need to get like minds in here. They need this information. Even if they don't get it live, check out the videos.
Go ahead, keep going. I forgot to cue the music.
No doubt. It's a blessing for y'all to be here. Thank you so much for your support, man. It means so much to me and Self. We got a lot of growing to do. A lot of things on the horizon, for sure. And I think we're going to take a little breather. We got a few videos for you that should quench your thirst. Oh, let me get them ready because that threw us off.
Yes, sir. It is halftime, y'all. Halftime. Got some great videos queued up. It's always food for the nation. Do not step away. Do not step away unless you got to pay a water bill. Suggest you come right back. Edutainment.
And here we go.
Tory Wordsmith, he's the the oldest brother between he and I and our fraternity. In real life, I'm older than him. So, in real life, I tell him what to do and kick his butt.
Nah.
But within the fraternity, he tells me what to do and kicks my butt. So, but he's got something to say, you guys, and I'm going to go off cam and shut up.
We just really wanted to thank y'all for coming. And we want to present the first annual The Self-Love Show Young Silverback of the Year Award.
Whoa.
This year hasn't even started yet.
Whoa.
Hey, you'll receive an award certificate, a The Self-Love Show t-shirt, and $225 cash for incidentals.
Whoa. Whoa. How's that make you feel,
Big ups,
buddy?
French dose.
You stay speechless.
The cash,
Y'all
the
got
cash.
crying.
Hey, the cash award was funded by Brother James Beckham, Brother Keith Pullen, Brother Dennis Stallings, Brother Nine Meals the Terminator, and myself, Tory Wordsmith.
Thank you so much.
Say it louder.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for
you.
what you do, little
Yeah,
man.
he's
Yes.
speechless.
Hey, thanks for what you do. And listen, that was Dennis Stallings that he donated to, and we're gonna bump it up another 25 because I heard something about $250 for something. So it's gonna be Yeah, we're gonna drop it into your mom's Cash App. It's gonna be $250, and you know, you can do whatever it is, man. But hey, little guy, you got to stay focused. One thing, we don't play around. We're about achievement, and
Yes.
we don't do excuses.
Right.
All right. I don't want to, you know, rain on the parade right now, but you know, in another 2 years, you know, you're gonna be a man. So just make sure, have fun, have fun, have fun. You know, fun is enjoying the journey. When you're learning how to play a video game, it's fun because you're a noob, you don't know what you're doing. And then when you master it, you're like, man, I want to get to another level. And that is life. Have fun, man, but stay focused, because if you're not focused, it's not so fun no more.
Well, I forget who this quote is from, but she said that life never gets easier, you just get better at dealing with it.
True. And the self-love t-shirt, by the way, self-love and I, we don't have them yet. They're on the order, but that's what it looks like. So it'll say the self-love show, and and so it'll be white. Yeah. So yeah, you rock that, man. You know, you rock that with pride. We don't give those out to just anyone. Those go to, you know, silverbacks.
We are super, super honored. I don't see him shy very often. Yeah.
He's a special brother, and we need him. We need him to know that he is.
Yeah.
And we need to help grow.
And we're a resource. We're a resource too, man. So,
yes,
you know, if you need something, self-love and I, we're like the go-betweens, and then I'm gonna let them talk. My fault for cutting you off, but we're a resource for you, man. Like we were trying to get Sandra Brands, a lead attorney, in here. Cannon Lambert, he sat on our show. He's one of our brothers from the University of Illinois. He's a Kappa, and he actually is the attorney. And we were trying to get him, but he's busy, unfortunately. But you know, so, you know, if you need something, you know, reach out to us. I can't make promises, but that's what we do. We talk to people, and we'll see what we can get for you guys.
Look, I told my baby that his community, they stand up for him, and y'all are part of that. Like that, it takes a village, just like y'all started out to say. So thank y'all so much.
Facts. Thank y'all for what y'all do, man. And you know, be safe. You know, make sure you pay attention. Be safe,
Tell
man.
how you feel. Tell him thank you.
Thank you so much. And that just went from like Kool-Aid or soda pop to, yeah, here you go, a t-shirt and $250.
Yeah, he's like, when are we playing this dumb game? Everybody plays one of those games, and so, you know, you'll see. Yeah, we put everything together. We ask everybody the same questions. So you sat there, and you sat on the self-love show. You're the first kid to go through to sit through the process, man.
Whoa.
Big ups.
Yes, and now we get to have a conversation about who George Washington actually
is.
Yes.
What you need.
Yeah.
Nothing is worse than nicking your ball sack. Have you ever nicked your ball sack? Ow!
How do I say this? The Trump supporters took a crap on American democracy. I mean this literally. Folks that were responsible for the insurrection put their feces, their own feces, and smeared it in the Capitol. Think about how mad you've ever gotten where you wanted to deface somebody's property, where you wanted to tear some shit up. Have you ever thought, I'm gonna take a dump and rub it all over these here walls? I have never been that upset. But even if I was, that come to Jesus moment happens when I have to bear down
I've never
and
heard
produce said fecal matter and spread it
like this
amongst the group. I thought we had hit a low, child. We hit an extreme low the other day. I can't wait to see how y'all spend this. I just hope they wash their hands after.
They brought a treason sign.
Attention, students. Apparently, Clyde could not have been the one who crapped in the urinal because Clyde had a colostomy at age 5. Okay. Now, whoever did this unspeakable act is still at large. The boys' bathroom is closed until further notice. Because one of you thought it would be a good idea to pull down your pants, okay? Hover your butt cheeks over the urinal and squeeze out a chocolate hot dog, okay? Oh, you think that's funny, huh? Let me assure you, there is nothing funny about going up to a nice, clean, unsuspecting urinal, okay, dropping your pants and then turning around, squatting over that urinal, okay, maybe pulling your butt cheeks apart with your hands, okay, and then laying out a big fudge dragon for all the world to see. Oh yeah, that's real funny. I'm gonna catch this son of a bitch if it's the last thing I do, okay?
They need to hire Mackie at the Capitol, man.
Attention everyone.
Capitol Police.
Introducing Sayrika Africa's all-new cell phone touchscreen crossbag. This bag enables you to be able to talk, text, and email without coming fully in contact with the screen, making it coronavirus safe. This bag makes your phone easily accessible, being around your neck, which means no more misplacing your phone. This crossbag also protects your phone from any fall damage, so no more money spent to fix screens. The bag is also waterproof too, which means no more water damage. This bag also has compartments to store items such as cards and IDs. These are easily accessible as well as the phone. So buy now at sayrikaafrica.com.
Is where I'm found on that hood shit. Man, I just dislike those that don't live life. Hating cause I came up and the nigga did right. No food in the house, I know what that feels like.
Yeah. Welcome back. Y'all probably ain't went nowhere. I'm welcoming me and 9 back. Self-love show. We're talking about super predators and the people that raided the Capitol. It's my man Trife Mac on the song. Love that song.
Man, that's my theme. Big ups, Trifo, Triff as he goes by. Solid. This one's called Anywhere. You can check it out on his channel. It's his, one of his signature songs. He got this one off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, Trife, they be getting me too with the copyrights.
You gotta tell him it's okay, man.
DJ3. Would you say so?
So you gotta tell him it's okay, Trife.
Yeah, Trife. Hit that button. Tell him we all right. Tell him we the guys. Half block, RNA life. Man. Hey, we dropped a link into the chat. Anybody want to pull up? Anybody has any commentary, put it in the chat, or you can call in at 424-900-6945. That number's
troll free.
That's 424-900-6945. That number is
troll free. That's
Trolls,
right. Troll free.
Trolls get holes out here.
Around here, they sure
do. Good. Give me a reason to crush a troll. I'm gonna crush a troll. All right, bro. We enough of this. Like, share, subscribe. We want to go into where we at now, bro. Is it the Pentagon report?
Pentagon report. Yep.
Yeah, and this one's courtesy of CNN. So I'm gonna say fake news. Made it this far, go anywhere.
That whole song, love that song.
I'ma be the one. You can go ahead yourself because I'll play this the rest of the night.
Cover up was, I want to say, 6 total sessions.
The ink can hide the symbols of extremism, but the damage runs far deeper.
When he first came in and showed us the work that he had,
I call it terrorism.
I think everybody's jaw kind of hit the floor.
At Redemption Inc. in Colorado Springs, Dave Brown has covered more than 70 extremist or hate-inspired tattoos. More than 20, he estimates, were military.
So it's extreme
hate. He has
hate.
a wait list of 635 people.
We have covered everything from portraits of the founding fathers of the KKK.
Is that the look you're going for, Tori?
Swastikas. I've covered up a human trafficking branding.
The Army veteran camouflages the tattoos of hate for reformed extremists, but
Get
these
a beard
ideologies and their symbols are still spreading in the military. Tattoos can be a calling card for white supremacists and extremists in
Skinhead.
the
They talking about
military,
they don't know
a
what
way
the
to grow their
tattoos
own
look like.
ranks in secret
You know what I
amidst
mean?
a nationwide
Get on
surge
the
in
internet.
white nationalist activity. But according to a Department of Defense report on extremism obtained by CNN, some of the recruiting tactics are more brazen and more open. One example in the report, a military member and co-founder of the neo-Nazi group known as Atomwaffen Division told another member that he was open about everything with his friends at training. They love me too because I'm a funny guy, he wrote in a message. The Defense Department determined that others find each other through obscure fascist symbols on t-shirts or simply connect on social
That
media
skull's running
and
all through
messaging
Cali,
apps.
boy.
U.S. troops are primary targets for many extremist groups who want their training, their combat experience, and the legitimacy of
Hispanic
an
too.
organization.
The
The report
Hispanics-
found that
Hispanics
members
be
of
having-
one far-right extremist group shared military manuals, including an Army manual on IEDs, improvised explosive devices, on the encrypted messaging app known as Telegram. The Capitol riots of January 6th put a spotlight on military extremism. A CNN analysis has shown that at least 27 people facing federal charges in connection with the riot are current or former members of the military.
27.
Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin has made the fight
Thugs.
against domestic extremism
Desecrate the
one of his
military like
top
that.
priorities.
This tears at the very fabric of
They got all running all the brothers out
and
there.
it's
What's that
important
about?
for us to be able to trust the
I
men
guess
and
they got
women
to,
on our
you know.
left and right.
Extremism has been a problem in the military
off
for
white folks
decades.
even more.
Austin says he believes
Run
the
some
number
white
of
boys out there and
extremists
tell
in the
them to stop
military
that
is
shit.
low, but there is no data to back up his assertion.
I know.
Austin has ordered a review of policies on extremism, but extremism expert Heidi Byrick says this will take time.
They care what this come out this guy's
massive
mouth?
Management task. And it's not going to be something that's done very easily at all.
The military has strict legal limits on the
What's he
screening
talking
and
about?
background checks it can do of applicants and service members. Deeper, more intrusive investigations require working with the FBI, a key recommendation of the DoD report. Byrick says the military needs a better screening process to root out extremism before it enters the ranks.
I would say you need to fix
That's
your
what they calling
screening
it, so.
procedures immediately. Social media accounts need to be taken
Extremism.
a look at, not just voluntarily, but seriously. You need a functioning tattoo database for your recruiters, and they need to be trained in the signs of white supremacy.
Even beyond the challenges of rooting out domestic extremism within active ranks, there's the issue of
Domestic
veterans, more than
extremism.
18 million of them, who are also prime
anybody
targets
not
for
paying attention
domestic
to this but me?
extremists.
And Orrin
You had a
Lieber joins
word.
me
Paul,
now.
stop
Orrin,
that share,
clearly
please.
this
Terrorism,
is a
all
problem. We've
this.
seen current and former members of
Yeah,
the military
but when it's
charging-
white people, it's always some magic gutter word. And so we have to learn from these people. So when they start talking to us about the drill community and about our segment of our community that might be doing violent stuff in gangs, use words like, yeah, those are extremists. All right. Stop piling on when these people pile on. If you're not going to pile on like I'm piling on right now. This is what I'm telling black people. Stop piling on. Take you a big cup of shut the F up. Now, if you're talking amongst ourselves, okay, fine. If that's what you want to, yeah, because we do have to fix our communities. But when they start going in, yeah, let's start using terms like domestic. Those are domestic extremists, huh? You mean our neighborhood extremists? Yeah. You like that, Seth?
Neighborhood extremists.
Yeah, it puts a nice. Don't you feel better about those little guys on the street now, carjacking and stuff? Huh? It's extremism.
Those guys are terrorists, and I'm talking about the ones in the military and all of that.
Correct. And anyone carjacking is a predator. Correct. But we're not going to do that if you're not going to call it this way, and you're not going to. Right.
Call a spade, and
man.
That's not a spade and a shovel.
Right. And you can't call a cracker a cookie.
Yeah.
If a cookie's can we say cracker on YouTube?
Well, crackers are edible. Yeah. Definitely could say cracker. Cracker.
Another note is the Pentagon, bro, how they acted all surprised, man. Like, I mean, come on, Self. We've got West Point. We've got history of domestic extremism. I mean, come on. This has been going on. I mean, who you think popped old Honest Abe?
I mean, hey.
But they act like everything's so new.
Well, that's the whole thing. Keep you dumb. That's why
While you're
they say
young, while you're young,
nonsense. Yeah, you
while
don't
you're
teach
young.
nothing while you're young. You only know what they tell you.
Yeah.
Unless you do real research.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an issue.
Because if the Ute knew what we knew, that's why they keep us apart from the Ute. And they had the Ute not listening to us. You see all the Ute on YouTube and the internet stuff to get the Ute out there with the big followers, talking about how the old heads, the OGs led them the wrong way. You see that narrative that's out there? All the old heads. And we bring people on here all the time and they say they had a mentor, they had an OG that didn't lead them the wrong way. But that's the message. They're blaming the OGs who were stripped from our communities and overcharged for things like not paying child support, thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, not making excuses because we don't do that. You cats need to be men. If you father a child, I mean, do what you got to do. And you
but
women.
It's disingenuous because if
yes,
if you're not paying your child support, how in any way on God's earth could you if you're locked up?
Well, they're, and I remember they actually used this logic. The state's paying for your child through taxes. Therefore, you're going to work it off in prison. But if that was the case, they should have you on some sort of in-out program so you could be home with the kids, right? In other words, you come to prison, you clean up, right? You're in there, you put your uniform on, you're a trustee, right? You might bring some contraband in your bum hole. Maybe that's why I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that's why they're not going to do that.
In and out the contraband. But minus the
they probably put you lock you up full time, put you on some line that they're paying you pennies on the dollar.
That's what they do. And then when you get out, you have a record and you can't get a job.
Right.
Yeah. That's what they do. Right. But it would be nice if it was, white supremacy. I mean, I'm just really tired of thinking about it because white supremacy is white supremacy. And I think they know what they're doing.
Blow up that whole system out there.
Man. So, you got any comments before we move on? So,
man, let's keep growing. We need your help, please.
Man,
like, share, subscribe.
Get them in here.
Algorithm will help us grow. If y'all like, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yeah, and
share too.
Yeah, and ups to Dose, man.
Yeah, big ups to Dose.
Yeah, well, we're giving him an ups.
Oh,
he's in here. We're not going to give him a big ups. We're not going to give him a small ups. We're going to give him an ups. Friday we'll do once. Dose, man. You know what I mean? This guy, Dose. Yeah, I fuck with Dose. I've already told y'all. I always tell you, I fuck with Dose.
Yeah, no doubt.
The YouTube community, what they do, Self, is they're like the drill community. They get themselves into a frenzy, and then they one up each other on heinous shit to do on a computer. You know what I mean? And it's, you know what I mean? So imagine if you had two shorties, one was from one block and one was the other block, and they beefing. And then the shorty's like, yeah, I bust his windows out in his car. And you're like, all right. Then the other shorty's like, yeah, I key scratched it. And you're like, all right. Then the other's like, yeah, I smacked his grandmother. And you're like, all right. Then the other's like, yeah, I posted a picture of his dead baby. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what they, and I'm like, yeah, man. And what can you do? Yeah, and that's,
stay out of it.
That's what you say, Self. But it's all our community. Everybody's staying out of everything. And you're right, though. But everybody stays out of everything. And at the end of the day, we lose.
Yeah, but we got to work with like minds.
True.
And,
True.
that's not the spirit that we move with.
True.
That's the whole issue I have with that type of thing. Because we don't deal in disrespect like that.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it hard.
Yeah, all flesh, bro. Hey, man, that's flesh, brother. That's flesh. That's flesh. Yeah, because they don't know, man. We don't do nothing but vibrate love around here, bro. And you know, like this brother said, we man, hey, and yeah, big ups, Dose. We give you the big ups, man. Because I know everybody's got their story and they got their thing, man. But man, can't nobody make you do nothing, right, Self?
Man, it's choices in this piece. You know what I mean? You got to make the one that's going to vibrate love, vibrate the best way. Just getting views and all that off of disrespect, it's a fuckery game, you know.
And I would say this. In a dispute, right, Self? You and I are disputing. Let's say, for instance, it could be two men having a dispute, or you can have a man and a female dog in a dispute. Or, you know, years ago, it tended to be two men in a dispute. At some point, it became a man having a dispute with a female dog. And then it seems today you have disputes of female dog with a female dog.
Wow.
And someone has to be the man. And that's what the more growth and development is all about. Someone has to be the man. And it's not the man that always lashes out in attacks.
Beefing over the internet, that's not manly. So I hear what you're saying.
Beefing anywhere becomes, I'm not one of these people. I hear you, and I know why people do that. I know why people do that, because gangsters don't move like that. I get it. But a gangster on the internet is a gangster on the internet. And that's what people don't understand. A killer on the internet is just a killer who's got a computer and is on the internet. Does not mean that he's not a killer, or she. You know, like there used to be a thing where ain't no gangsters on the internet. That's not true anymore. But I know what you're trying to say. Publicly coming out and beefing.
Man, you know,
yes.
they would
Nobody would ever do that. Yes.
No, they would be like, well, we need to talk. And it ain't gonna
Correct.
be on no internet. You know
Correct.
what I mean?
That's very true. That's
So,
very true.
Like the back and forth disrespect on the internet is, you know.
And here's another thing, that term gangster. It used to be called man. At somewhere, we've lost the term of manhood in our community, Self. And we replaced it, like the way you said, we replaced neighborhood with hood.
Yeah.
And we replaced manhood with gangster.
I ain't never been no gangster, so I, you know, and I'm a man. That's for goddamn sure. So, you know, in this situation, and you know, I'm 50 years old, people younger than me, they don't move like we move. You know what I mean? And, you know, excuse me. That's what the more growth and development platform is about. Silverback.
Man.
I had the Saturday schools, and we're gonna bring up the youth. Like
that's what we about, because they go ahead, but I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't know about changing and moving grown people like that. You know what I mean? Some will adjust and adapt, you know, hear better and know better and do better. But man, we gotta start with the young ones.
It's all facts. It's all facts. It's all, you know, so we're all tethered, man. And I've had several revelations. You know, we're all tethered. Can't get to the youth without getting to the decade behind you and the decade behind it. All that's got to be connected right. It's all of it's got to be connected right. But I hear you. And, you know, I think that the focus has to be on the youth.
Yeah.
But broad, it has to be on the entire community, because the youth is still seeing other people in the community moving differently. Now, I know what you're saying. I can't make a grown man do nothing, or I got that. But you're going back to the like minds, and that goes back to what Yeshua said. Yeshua wasn't just talking to kids, because we're all God's kids. What Yeshua was doing was saying that when you're ready to move this way, when you're ready to move, then come follow me, and then I can show you.
No doubt.
Right.
But how to get the decades up is starting with the youth. If we get them, then they become older and older. Even if we're gone, it'll spread up through the whole community.
It would, but here's the thing. You got the youth. Okay, so I hear you. But the youth have people that are right above them saying, don't listen to anybody else. That's the game. You know, so if I got an army or you know, and these are my soldiers and these are my tools that I use to enrich myself or whatever my end game is, it could be, you know, it doesn't have to be as greedy as that. Then now you're probably educating, quote unquote, your soldiers that anything that's not this fuckery is fuckery.
I hear you on that too, but we have a vast influence on children. You and I, we talk to them like they are, you know,
gods.
Yes. And they respond to us. And I'm not speaking generally, I'm speaking more specific for us.
I feel that. And no. And I know you are. It's a great discussion, and we'll get back to it. Gangster. I looked it up. A member of a gang. You know, they just told me I couldn't define a word by using a word. Remember the way people would tell you? And they do it all the time in the dictionary.
All of the time.
Right. A member of a gang, but they should have said a member of a group, I guess. A member of a group of violent criminals. That's the term gangster. So you would be a gangster if you're a member of a gang of violent criminals. Another urban definition is a member of an urban criminal or street gang. A person who is active in a gang, especially a young member of a criminal gang. What are the characteristics of a gangster? They're usually materialistic, street smart. Well, that's
debatable.
Okay, that's questionable. It's debatable. Yes,
it's debatable.
It's not necessarily true.
Right.
Immoral. That's not necessarily true.
No.
But they're saying, I guess these would be the stereotype. You know, I've never seen that word. Maniacal. I've seen that word. Self-destructive. Like these super predators. I think they would qualify, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, actually. On every front and level.
According to Online Slangs Dictionary, because you said you were never a gangster. It says if someone calls you a gangster, they're referring to you as a killer, a thug, or a hoodlum who has zero regard for law and order, or even for other people's lives. See, these are the things we need to tell our kids.
Yeah.
Someone who takes over by force, something that is, or someone who is gangster, poses a threat to people's lives. He does whatever he wants. Cartman, I do what I want. He does whatever he wants, and he's gangster with it. Right. True. Yeah. America
is gangster. Period.
Yes. Our government is a bully. Standard bully, right? We go to smaller nations that, right? We don't go over there telling Big China what to do. No, we throw rocks from the other side. We throw rocks from the other neighborhood, right? What China's doing over there, that's messed up. Y'all need to come over here. But we don't go over there and bully Big China and take control of their resources.
Because they have 100 million in their military.
Man, they be having grandmothers out there. So I'm living them.
I'm just saying, China got over a billion people.
And all of them have to serve the military at some point. Well, at least the men. Yes.
So I'm like, man, but that ain't the only reason, because it's a network and they are
True, and they're all
network.
part of the same cabal. I got you. Yes. Well, we got it. We'll bring the nation along, as we come along, because the nation's still a lot of the nation. You're right, though. I don't want to dumb down our nation. I think many of them are.
Because we can't. They're like minds.
Yeah, all right. I'll give you that, Self. But you're right. You're right. At the end of the day, they're the same cabal. But maybe that's why they're not trying to bully Russia, right?
Yeah.
So it's not so much that they're intimidated by Russia.
And those smaller nations, first of all, they go in and make them devalue their money. Oh, you need a loan or whatever, and make them devalue their money, and then they get rich off their resources.
Strip the resources.
Oh, that's this country. Oh, man.
And that's what old money does. Old money has found a way and said, you mean they don't even want gold or nothing? We can just print up money and then, I sold my grandmother's house. Yeah, it's been our family. This plot of land's got oil under it and all types of stuff. This plot of land's been our family for 150 years. I sold it, got a bunch of paper for it. But when you hear certain pink people, man, they'd be on that land, Self. It's the family land, and I protect it till I die.
Yeah.
Like the amount of money that you'd have to give them for that, because it's their land, and it starts
no
meaning
money.
Exactly.
Like they said, till they unless they die.
You're right.
So ain't no amount of money. It's
Come on, man. You got that family land down there in the dirty. Oh, we got our tiers. We'll go over at some point. But yeah, man. So if we're gonna go down there to the self-love now, we got all the tiers laid out. But yeah, and one of them include going down there, taking 9 meals down there to the Delta.
Oh man, that'll be man.
We go out there, get us some footage, and go live here and there. Bro. Yeah, so because by that time we better go live from anywhere. We'd have over 1,000 followers. Well, we're doing it now with Zoom, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, to be more official. Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah. Be on your family's land. Maybe even go down there to the Shavers family, check out their land. Take a tour through the South, man, down there through the dirty.
That would be nice.
I don't think I've been to the South, but I haven't been to the Delta.
Yeah, that's where my people. That's where we at. Been for quite some time. So,
Ace say, "What up, bros? Just made it in from practice. Tuning in to the show. Practice.
Not the game.
Well,
not the game. The game I love for, that I die for. We talking about practice.
Yeah. So I'm like, man, this dude's a G, and I know where he's coming from. I do. I'm like, man, when they say there's two truths, I'm like, I do get his point, and I want to support Iverson because I knew, white supremacy hated everything he stood for. Yeah. But again, as an athlete, which I feel like Spike never got over the hump with that chip. You can't devalue practice like that, and you're the top dog.
Hey, if you would
because now you can't. Because now, Self, you can't tell a lesser about practice.
Yeah, he was the MVP the next year because he cared about practice. He said he was scummy. He was in there drunk, and if he would have stopped after he first answered and not said practice, we talking about practice. If he didn't go there, his answer was okay.
Basically what he was telling the youth is that, because what the coach was trying to tell him is, and I'm not gonna spade a spade. I'm a grown man now, and the coach, I like that coach. He was trying to say, you're a leader, you're a franchise, we're paying you a lot of money, you're drunk, you're missing practice, you're showing up, you're drunk. This is what he was trying to say without going public with it. This wasn't an isolated incident. This was over and over. And he was trying to tell this grown adult human being in Allen Iverson, who we love, right? He was trying to tell him what a coach or mentor or father figure should do, that you have to value practice, for any child that's out there listening, as much as you value game time.
Some would say more.
Yes. Now, I'm in agreement with you, which was what I started saying. Yes, I agree with him in principle. But when he kept going, yes, he kept practice. Some of us have to practice, Allen Iverson.
I never really agreed with him, but I would
See?
say if he would have stopped,
yes,
he had to lose. He had a point where they asked the question and he answered enough.
He kept going.
And then he was drunk, and then he kept going. And
so he said he was actually drunk during that interview?
Yes.
Oh, well, see, that's a whole nother issue. And, you know, he had so much pain and struggle growing up, you know what I'm saying? So, again, that's why I said I support him, you know what I'm saying? But, man, practice, bro, to any kid, a young athlete or musician or anybody doing anything with their life, you know what I'm saying? Yes,
That's
Allen
where
Iverson.
you can grow the most.
We're talking about practice.
Period. That's when you can grow the most.
And if you was my top dog, whatever your issue was, and I'm running a business, a franchise, and guess what? You'd have been straight on the trade block right there when you had all that value. Right after the big practice speech, like you said, in the next season, he got MVP. Right in the first month of that next season when he was playing MVP basketball, practice. He'd have been right. It'd have been me or him. And I think the coach ended up leaving.
He was actually he was at practice all the time that season that he was MVP.
Okay. So he actually changed it and stopped drinking. And, okay.
He was at practice all the time and
got the results.
Yes. And that's what he loved Larry Brown. They got a good relationship.
Yes, he does. Right. That's what I'm saying, man. The people who love you, man, the father figures, they're going to tell you right, man. That's why I said I've always liked Larry Brown. He wasn't about all that Illuminati, Illumabooty stuff. You know, we don't care what happens to these kids. We're just going to, you know, rape and pillage and win at all costs. No.
Wasn't like that, nah.
No. And he got the most out of those people. If he would have just got Allen, man, said Pippen, if Allen Iverson would have had a bona fide Scottie Pippen,
man,
another two-way player, dog.
That team he got there was.
They had a lot of one-way players, didn't they?
Yeah,
they had a lot of one-way players, bro. They had a lot.
All
Tumbo, one-way. Yeah. Yeah, and most of it was defensive. Or you might have had a spot-up shooter who couldn't play a lick of D. Yep, they were all. He was the only two-way dog. McKee
was there. McKee, gotta give McKee, but McKee's no Scottie Pippen.
No, he wasn't athletic, and he was a tweener.
He's just no Scottie Pippen out there.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. No, we're digressing. And speaking of sports, we got, I told you guys, TATN sports are starting Monday. That was my bad. I jumped the gun. It's always been planned for this Monday coming. So it's going to be this Monday coming. So that's TATN sports with Miliak, and we're going to have Terry. And also we got a show coming down the pipeline itself. It's going to be called Mouthpiece Included. And that's where we're going to have some silverbacks, you know, maybe Brother Stallings and yourself and different people pop in and sit down and smoke the cigars or whatever and just talk silverback sports.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Mouthpiece Included. So that's what we got going on. And let's see here. Next video for the show is FBI makes fourth Houston arrest. Is that where we are? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we got to get this going because I've gotten way off time. We're doing good, and then all of a sudden,
we're doing bad.
Ain't that crazy? Let's see here. That's crazy. What the hell happens? It's like we go into a time warp. Like, share, subscribe. Capitol Hill, stay out.
Rolling.
Tonight with the latest arrest in connection with the U.S. Capitol insurrection, the FBI arrested Shane Jenkins at his home in Northwest Houston this morning. He faces several charges stemming from that Capitol chaos back on January 6th.
Yeah, we're gonna speed
Our
it up.
Jonathan
Keep it going.
Martinez is live at the federal courthouse downtown tonight with new details on the investigation. Jonathan?
Yeah, guys, Shane Jenkins was arrested early this morning, but just a short time ago, he was here in federal court. He remains in custody tonight as we are learning more details about the allegations against him.
Roll it right into the next one.
According to the FBI, 43-year-old Shane Jenkins was arrested Friday morning in connection to the riot at the U.S. Capitol on January the 6th. Jenkins now faces several charges, including assault on a federal officer, damage to federal property, among a slew of other charges.
Prison
According to court
tattoos on his
documents,
thugs'
someone
necks.
identified Jenkins in footage of the riot, and it's alleged Jenkins could be seen in video pulling out a small crowbar and smash a window near a tunnel in the lower west terrace of the Capitol.
In this situation, 3 of these 5 offenses
are felonies that carry substantial time in a federal penitentiary.
He's a pimp.
KPRC2 legal analyst Brian Weiss weighing in on the charges Jenkins is facing and the details outlined in court.
If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then a video
pink
is
tie
worth
and
10,000.
pinstripe.
And there is nothing more damaging, nothing more prejudicial, nothing more inculpatory.
Court documents also state FBI agents found social media accounts belonging to Jenkins and saw photos and videos of him at the riot that had been posted. Agents saying in the video, Jenkins can be seen using a hatchet to break a window in the Lower West Terrace area. Investigators also allege security camera and body cam footage from the riot showed Jenkins throwing several things, including a desk drawer, a metal rod, and other items at Capitol Police and other officers.
The majority of these alleged perpetrators were done in by their own words, their own videos, their own text messages. And again, this defendant is no different.
Jenkins is now the fourth person to be arrested and also charged in connection with a riot from the Houston area. The three others include former Houston police officer Tam Pham, Wilmer Montano Alvarado, and Joshua Lawler. Jenkins will be back in court first.
I've been a type 1 diabetic for 6 years. I was
So this
diagnosed
next one is Crossville man.
Washington, D.C. police released this photo.
Oh, no, you're right. No, you're on the right one. Man,
Washington, D.C. police released this photo showing the people they hope to identify for taking part in the chaos at the Capitol.
All in pictures. These are clear images. Some of
They're
these
running
images,
all the black
there's
people
no
out there to
mistake
catch
about
the
who
white
some of these
supremacists.
people
Like,
are.
what is
So
this?
we're asking our communities to call in, whether it's a community here in the District of Columbia or as far as West Coast, it really doesn't matter.
They
Call
trying
into
to-
your local FBI office,
They're showing more
identify who these
separatism.
individuals are, and let's
Or
hold
us
them
versus
accountable.
them.
One of those rioters, take a look, no longer works
showing white
for
people
a
going after them.
Maryland-based communications company.
think it's
Navistar Direct
inclusion.
Marketing fired
Right.
this man shown inside the U.S. Capitol
Look at this guy.
wearing
Veil they're
his
trying to
work
put it
ID
under.
badge. The company put out a statement
Right.
that reads in
You're
part,
right.
quote, any employee demonstrating dangerous conduct that endangers the health and safety of others will no longer have an employment opportunity.
They knew he
with
was a
Navistar
racist. I'm going to
Direct
check his
Marketing.
personnel report. I bet you they had some reports on him, with some improprieties. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you could run it into the next one, bro. Let's run into the next one because it's Crossville, man. These are all, we're going to run all the ones and then the boys one. So run the next two, this one and the next one. These are all the people who, these are the feds, you guys, cleaning these people up. And they're from all over the country. They're not just in the South.
FBI arrested a Crossville man today, accusing him of taking part in the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Brian Wayne Ivey is now charged with 4 federal crimes, including illegally barging into the building.
10 News reporter Malik Jackson breaks down this case.
Doing some shit.
Yeah, he was. He was threatening
Tonight,
people.
28-year-old Brian Wayne Ivey is in jail for his role in the
Somebody
attacks
snitched on him because that's a good little get up.
January 6th.
Yeah.
Evidence presented
That
by
shit don't even look real, does it,
investigators
sir?
shows Ivy in the rotunda
well,
of
that's
the
the problem
Capitol,
right there.
taking what appears
Glasses
to be
are
a video
down.
on his phone. The FBI
Wow.
also
And the video on the
other
phone.
evidence
So they
that
pinged all
shows
their phones,
Ivy
too.
entering the
Yes.
Capitol
They did the
while
dragnet.
assisting others with breaking into the building.
That's what the dude
In an
said.
affidavit filed by the
we're
government,
gonna get
agents
to
say
it.
a close contact of Ivy recognized him
He
from
was
videos
dog whistling, though.
circulating on the internet and had a conversation with him in the days following the insurrection, in
Rand,
which Ivy
Paul Rand.
admitted to being in the building
Rand Paul.
that day.
No, I was
He's
talking about
charged with
the guy that
4
we already
separate
talked
federal
to. All of
charges,
these guys were
including
done in by their own
knowingly
words
entering
and
or
their own
remaining in a
videos and their
restricted
own
building
social
on
media
grounds
posts.
without lawful authority.
Yeah.
Rob Harrison, a Crossville city councilman, says he's not shocked that someone from the area was arrested, but he questions the logic behind Ivy's actions.
I understand your passion and your frustration, but
You hear this?
what were you thinking?
Where's the thugs and the
Ivy
riots?
will be prosecuted in Washington, D.C. In Crossville, Malik Jackson.
But that
And suspect made
that
his
favor
first
they
appearance
show
via
one another
teleconference in a Nashville
Yeah.
court. He
is the same
reserved his
favor
right
that
to
we're supposed to
request
be
a hearing
showing
on the 4 misdemeanor
our
counts
scum.
against him in a D.C. court.
But we think we're white.
Basically,
We pile on.
Yeah, we just listen to what we've been told.
Yeah.
New at 6 tonight, a Boise woman arrested for her alleged role in the U.S. Capitol riot has been released from jail. And tonight she is speaking out. Prosecutors said in court this afternoon, Yvonne St. Cyr is facing 2 misdemeanors stemming from the riot. Prosecutors say that she live streamed a video showing the destruction of an office window from within the Capitol. They also say that she continued to record herself standing in the window while yelling at a crowd. Both her charges hold a combined sentence of 1.5 years in jail. She is charged with knowingly entering or remaining in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority and violent entry and disorderly conduct.
It's still
on Capitol
disingenuous how the
grounds.
government
She
can
was
charge
taken into
everybody.
custody
Can't
without
charge these
incident
pigs.
yesterday, despite the lack of evidence.
Seriously.
She told us she still believes the election was stolen and that
Disingenuous,
she
self.
still did the
They
right
got
thing.
video and they can make arrest.
Yeah.
I didn't go there to
And they
destroy
won't.
property, and I didn't go there to do, I did not have any intention of committing a crime. If I am guilty of poor judgment and I'm guilty, then I'll own that. I own what I do.
She's talking about
But I
intent.
still believe in what I did was the right thing.
Supposed to
In
have
court
meaning
today,
and law,
prosecutors say
they've
they
gotten
are
away from it.
okay with her being released as long as she does not leave Idaho without the court's permission.
saying she didn't go there to
She
do
was
none of
also
that
charged
shit.
with trespassing after a December protest at Central.
She probably didn't.
Right. That's why they only charge her with a misdemeanor too. I think they believe her.
Yeah. And she wasn't doing none of the fucking
Tearing up and
yeah,
pushing cops and
yeah.
man,
They
because
don't
they had
have
that
any
video.
of that on her. If they had any of that on her, then they would be, throwing the book.
Facts. But what they do have on her though is that not her. I mean, we don't know her personally. We don't know what's in her heart. 'Cause I don't know what's in these people's hearts.
She still said she thought she was doing the right thing. So
Well, yeah, I know, but that's the new, you know how they talk. But I don't know what's in Donald Trump's heart. I don't give a fuck what's in his heart. You know what I mean? I hear what's coming out of his mouth. But
and his actions more than that.
right. But I'm saying a lot of those Karens, boy, they be fanning it on. Telling those men, kill him. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's her, but
Right.
yeah, they be horrible.
I think I'm not sure if it was her, but it was somebody else saying that Donald Trump's gonna pardon us. It was in days right out. I think it was her. Before he leaves office, he's gonna pardon us. So she was still saying that she didn't do anything wrong. She wasn't part of the tearing up stuff and all that.
Wow. Well, let's get into the next one. This one's from WUSA Channel 9, Capitol Riot, Richard Barnett.
Yeah, Leslie, and court rules prohibit us from recording what went on today, so I can't play it for you, but let me try to break it down for you because
Pause
it
that
was
for a
pretty
second,
interesting. Barnett.
Hey, big ups, Shame Blame Name Game. I don't quite know who you are, but you're always in here a lot supporting. So if you leave the chat and come back, you'll have your wrench. Big ups. Do you know what that is, though? The game name, Shame Name Game?
No.
The game name game. Maybe it's the game. All right, but yeah, you got your wrench, Shame Blame Name Game. All right, so go ahead and run it.
That is facing a whole mess of federal charges, one of them a felony accused of violently storming the Capitol, breaking into Speaker Pelosi's office, and not just propping his feet up on her desk, but also stealing some of her mail on his way out.
He was on that meth, so he came
Barnett
down
is being
now,
held in a federal
realizing what
detention
happened.
center in
So how
D.C.
he was
awaiting
in the office,
trial,
though?
and he's pleaded not guilty.
Somebody gave him a
judge
bunch
has
of meth
already
when they was
denied
out there
his
rallying.
attorney's request to set bond for Barnett.
Let's turn it up.
Prosecutors citing
Look at
Barnett
that, that's
was
a frenzy,
allegedly
bro.
armed during all
A
this.
meth
But
frenzy when I
during
see
what was
it.
supposed to be a fairly
Man.
routine status hearing today, Barnett lashed out at his continued detention after the judge set his next court hearing for May. Quote, "I've been here a long time. Make me sit here
Look at
for
his
another
face, all
month when
sunk
everyone
in.
else is getting out."
Come on,
Prosecution
man.
keeps
Completely
dragging this
different,
out.
like he's
They're
sober.
letting everyone else
Yeah.
out. Everyone else has worse charges than me, is already home. Now here's what Barnett is referring to, the
Man,
fact
they
that
gave
as
us
these
meth at the
Capitol riot
Million Man
cases
March,
move
so-
forward, judges are being
Yeah.
forced to consider whether or not to set bond for the accused, giving them a
Start
chance
talking
to be
about what the white
released
man has
before
done.
trial. well. As we reported earlier this week, alleged members of the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers are all asking for bond to be set to allow for their pretrial release. In fact, just yesterday, a judge ordered the release of alleged Proud Boy member Ethan Nordine. Legal experts tell us if the defendant's attorney can make the case they are not a flight risk or a danger to the community, it is the judge's constitutional duty to grant them bond. Unfairly holding a defendant before trial is not a legal form of punishment that only comes after their day in court. In Barnett's case, his attorneys finally agreed to the May court status hearing date, but also mentioned to the judge that they were going to repetition to try and get him out of jail before trial. Guys, we are now up to 300 total defendants charged from more than 40 states for the insurrection on January 6th. Guys?
From 40
not
states.
done yet, Eric.
40 states.
Man. From 40 states, self-love.
That's crazy, man.
All over. We've got these super predators, now, they should be considered public enemy number one. They should be able to take their foot off of the necks of the black man for just a little bit now. We know you guys have a passion for putting your knee on our necks and choking us out. We know y'all get off on that. You know what I'm saying? But we're raising a nation. Our nation won't even feel that pain. They're going to learn how to suck all that up. Oh, yeah, we're coming. But I digress. But we're saying, America, to authority, you labeled us public enemy number one. We were just trying to feed people and stop you guys from killing us. Now you have this group of individuals standing by and standing. What did Trump say? Stand by and stand proud. What's their ditto? The ditty? Come on, self. Don't tell me you haven't heard it.
I heard it, but it ain't coming to me right now.
Stand up and stand by. I'm like, what are they talking? Let me see what this is. Hey, does anybody in the chat know the Proud Boys slogan? I think it's stand up and stand down or something like that. Stand by and
I know he said it on
meth up and stand by.
We're proud about that, Jim. We come here. This is our country. We're gonna have this country, and we're gonna deal with it. And you're gonna deal with us, because it's our country. We're gonna take it back. You stole the election. We gotta have it.
Let me see, because any other time, so if we're talking and it's crazy.
Oh.
Any other time, we're talking, right? And I can get Siri to work.
Yeah.
Whenever we're at Showtime, though, I mean, seriously, this is about to work now.
For sure. Gonna know it's gonna work. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep
playing games with
No. Here it is. Stand by. But they be saying something else, but yeah, stand by this. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Stand back and stand by. What the fuck does that mean? Come on, so seriously, you're a wordsmith.
Well,
stand back. Let's break that down. Stand back. What does that mean?
That means be concealed, stay in the shadows.
Okay.
Be able to observe what's going on.
Okay. All right. You're in the cut.
Yeah.
Stand back. That's you telling me, right? We're somewhere, man, chill in the cut.
Yeah.
That's stand back. So what is stand by?
Be aware, because it's going down.
Oh, so that's like a higher up warrant level of intensity?
Yeah. It's going to happen. Something's going to happen. You're standing back, so you're observing. You don't want to be out front and all of that, but you be ready. Be ready. And this is all just coming from the spirit.
They said it was stand down and stand by, but that's what I thought it was. They said, we wouldn't know what it is, Ace, but no, I looked it up. Per series, it's stand back and stand up. What is it? I mean, but it sounds redundant. Well, yeah, it's redundant. That's why when I listen to it, I'm like, this is a stupid slogan. It should be like, stand back and stand up, or something else. You know what I mean? It sounds like it was a homonym, not a homonym.
Stand by is wait. It's like in production, you call it before you call a cue, you get a standby before you actually call the cue. So standby is like it's coming up.
It's be on alert. Be on alert.
Yes, it's gonna happen.
So then what is stand back? Then what is stand back?
Observe anonymously.
I got you.
You're just playing the back. You're watching, seeing what's going on, but it's gonna happen.
Hey, you're the wordsmith, but I guarantee you're giving these words way more understanding than Mep is.
I know that. That's for sure. That's why I said this is coming from Spirit, and I know that they ain't got this.
Mep,
they ain't thought about that deep.
We gonna stand back and stand by, and
you
know what I mean.
And watch them steal the election. They stole the election. They're still in our country, man. We can't let them steal the country, man.
The one we stole.
We didn't steal nothing. God gave us this country.
Right. Exactly. Well, let's roll into former State Department through Ms. NBC. This is from the news station Ms. NBC. Some may say it's fake news. Former State Department arrested.
Pete Justice Williams.
This is huge.
Tell us more about what we know about this former State Department official.
Well, there's a hearing for him right now in federal court. He's having his initial appearance by phone from a jail cell where he was been since last night, since he was arrested. He's 42, 42 as you noted, Federico Guillermo Klein. He was a campaign aide on the Trump campaign and then got a low-level political job at the State Department right after the president took office. And then he stepped down January 19th, the day before the inauguration. So as these photos depict, the FBI says he was repeatedly tussling with Capitol Police and Metropolitan Police. The FBI put out this picture, this wanted poster, if you will, asking for information about him, looking for information about people who had assaulted Capitol or D.C. police officers. They said and in one of the pictures you see that he had a police shield that he used to try to keep the door open on the west front of the Capitol that leads to that tunnel, and tried to prevent them from closing the door, and then used it to push against officers. And repeatedly, they say he assaulted officers. So he was charged after the FBI got tips from two people, one person who dated him and a second person who worked with him at the State Department. Now he's been charged with 5 counts, 3 or 6 counts rather. 3 are felonies. The maximum charge for all this is 20 years. Obviously, he's not going to get anything near that if he is convicted, because it would be his first offense. But it is a serious charge, and the first charge we know of somebody who was in the Trump administration involved in these riots.
You see, pause.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can.
He's not going to get anywhere near the 20 years because it's his first offense. I don't think they'd be telling Pookie that when they're making those deals with him. You're not going to get anywhere near that. It's your first offense.
No, but see, Pookie will get that.
Yes, exactly.
Because there is no equity.
Right.
Damn, excuse me.
Right.
There's no equity. So
the judge can't use.
Pookie gets the max.
The judge has no discretion with Pookie.
Right. And the State Department worker gets, wouldn't get near that. It's just crapulous. Can we say crapulous?
Actually, we've been doing good. So if I've used the F-bomb twice, and I think you may have used it once, but other than that, I mean, you know what? Right? And that's the Mills bill for the love of Pete. Let's roll into Capitol Hill staff stress. You've got the coloreds, the minorities. These government workers, they work in an angle. Hustle up some more pay without working, and you know how they are. Big ups. They coping, so.
Rioters tore through the Capitol on January 6th, leaving physical and emotional wounds under the 200-year-old dome. Evacuated lawmakers eventually returned to certify the election, However, it was Capitol workers, many of them black and brown, who picked up the pieces of a fractured democracy.
The white supremacists and insurrectionists that entered our workplace, our safe haven that day, they had nooses. They had Confederate flags.
While we were disturbed, I cannot sit here and tell you we were surprised.
As a Black Hill staffer, I was not able to blend in. I was not able to hide the way that some of my other colleagues would have.
The Congress elected in November is the most racially inclusive in history, but staffers are still overwhelmingly white.
But we need to be in positions of power because staffers of color, Black staffers specifically, also have the power to advocate for the needs of Black and brown communities.
Sarah Guerrero escorted her boss, Texas Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, off the House floor during the riots. Sarah remembers linking arms with the Congresswoman and praying for their safety.
And in the moment, to me, it was just so instinctual. And in Hispanic culture, you'll do that with your family. When you're with your mom or with your aunt or with, a loved one, you want to take care of them. And so I was talking to her about it, and she was like, Sarah, that's so cultural. Like, that's very ours to do that.
Now, reality setting in, those in positions of power ensuring their staff deal with the long-term trauma.
Look, I'm not worried about you today or tomorrow or next week. I'm worried about you in a month, in 2 months, in 6 months, the rest of your career. Like, you need to talk to somebody. And so the resources that have been made available to staff have been really, really helpful.
During hearings examining the riots, officials focusing on the mental health impact, dozens of custodians cleaning up the mess hours after fearing for their lives.
We don't talk about them and the harm they suffered often enough. One janitorial worker recounted how he was so scared that he had to hide in a closet during the attack. He said, quote, "I was all by myself. I didn't know what was going on."
Some of the custodial workers, they may be afraid to speak up just because they don't know what we're after. If they can't, I will.
Despite efforts to ensure that another attack doesn't take place again, personal relations.
They said they didn't know what was going on, so there should be announcements moving them forward. We're being attacked. Alarms going off, and I'm surprised they don't have any of this in place. But go ahead, something. Everybody's like, I didn't know what was going on.
There was a congressman that walked over there and left the door open for them to go in. So there's that. So that might eliminate all of the breach,
all of the contingencies.
Well, now the contingencies are still in place out there.
But that congressman, this wasn't at the Capitol. That film we ran, he was doing that in another place. It was at a state thing. He wasn't a U.S. dude. The one we ran where the guy came out on the side and opened up the door. Yeah. These guys, they busted their way in with the they busted their way in.
Above.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying. I thought it was all of the above.
Yeah, you can go ahead and run it whenever.
Relationships have suffered in the Capitol. Trust lost in one another as partisanship grows.
At this current moment, I choose not to be in communication with my previous friends that occupy positions on the other side of the aisle.
Listen to this.
And I don't see how they live with themselves, to be quite honest with you.
We reached out to Capitol police officers and custodial workers, as well as some GOP black and brown staffers.
This guy's about to politicize it. He's saying he doesn't understand how the people who are doing a job as he's doing can continue to work for the staff of these races or whatever. And I think later he's about to go into he doesn't know how the colored people could be doing it. He's a tripped out dude, man. And they let him say this shit.
Because he's there. He's a spook. Does he have a mask on?
That's what I said, Selfie. He's just, go ahead. I think he's a spook too. Like, who is this dude? Right, listen to him.
To get their take.
Yeah, he's got a mask on.
None agreed to be interviewed.
He's got
2 months after the insurrection, black and brown staffers on Capitol Hill that we spoke to are focused on taking care of each other and working to prevent another day like January 6th.
The late Congressman John Lewis said something that resonated with me when I was an intern. He said, if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? And that's a guiding principle for me.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that, but yeah, man, he's but this guy, he doesn't know. So everybody who works for the other side of the aisle is supposed to quit. He don't even talk to them no more. So you were talking to him before. So this was the moment. So everything else that's happened, right? This is the moment when your personal life mattered, that you decided you're not going to talk to these people and be bigotry and doing business as usual.
He's still doing bigotry as usual. He's just not doing it across the aisle.
And that was
He's
all
in politics.
Right. And talking about how scared they were. Maybe if they were flexing their, Second Amendment rights, you know what I mean? Maybe when the stand back, stand by boys came, and pop, 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 pop. And everybody was stood back. Man, did you see the video when the lady who got shot? Remember, it was a lady who got shot. Bro, I must have not queued it up because I'm wondering remember when they talked about one of the people who died, it was a lady. And this was Capitol Police. Like point blank range. They're pushing at the door. It wasn't the Heave Ho video. It wasn't that one. But they actually had one where Heave Ho, and it was a white cop in the front, young dude, who was getting crushed to death. And mob was like, back up, he's dying. You know what I mean? Because he's white. Hey man, this is crazy. they're like, so it was crushing him.
I need to correct you right now.
What's that?
Pink. He's
pink.
pink.
You're right.
Those people
Pink.
not white out there.
Yeah, until verified, until confirmed.
All those people there are pink, 100%.
Well, yeah. Well, 12 might have been white.
Okay, you're right. He's right.
Might have been. All right, I say that just to,
But you're right. You're right. The people that were on the other side of it.
Might. Right? That's why I didn't disagree with you when you said it, because more than likely 12 and all of them was pink too. That was the thing about it. They were all pink. So they were like, back up, he's dying. That's the thing about it. They understand we're killing each other. We don't understand that. Like, so when we're at war, we don't understand. Wait a minute, you're killing them. We don't understand that. Black people don't understand that. We hate all the way through because that's how we've been conditioned.
Yeah.
But there was a video, Nuke, where there was another one, bro, where they was trying to get in, and it was Capitol Police in a suit. This was one of the dudes probably been on the force like 30 years, self, and they pushing in, right? And one of them was like, he's got a gun, right? So this dude's got the gun out, and they're like, he's got a gun, and a couple people backed up, and he's got the gun out. This is the police on the other side of the door. So,
right.
But he did what I guess they would have done to a black person. The person he shot was a white woman, and she died. I'm like, is that who he was aiming at? I'm like, bro, what did she say?
She was the one that was coming through there.
Man, these pink people, boy, man, small ups to the pink people.
Well,
small
ups. Feel about that? No ups to the pink people.
Hey,
ups to the white people, so called.
Let's jump into Rand Paul's dog whistle, and then we can wrap it up. Yeah, he's a little slickster. Rand Paul's about to talk about the laws that just got changed, the criminal justice reform, and he brought it right up like, and we need to use that for these people. Oh yeah, bro. He's pretty much.
I think there's a danger in analyzing this of spending too much time on January 6th and not enough time on the days and weeks and months leading up to this.
These were black. He wouldn't be saying.
I think on that day, it would probably be superhuman to have gotten the National Guard there in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. You might have, but I think the Capitol would have been breached and we would have been coming in after the fact, no matter how good you were. I think really there's a judgment question about whether or not we should have had more people there. In retrospect, we all agree there should have been more people there. But really, this is the judgment that should call into question predating that. Should we have had more Capitol Hill police there? My understanding is over 1,000 Capitol Hill police that were either off duty or not here. that could have, and probably in retrospect, better judgment would have had them in there, and we would have had riot lines, and we might have prevented this from happening. So I think we can talk all we want about January 6th, but really it's the decision-making leading up to that. Someone made a bad judgment call, and we need to be better prepared. If we want to fix this in the future, it isn't about calling the National Guard out quicker. It's about having 1,000 people standing there before the riot happens so the riot doesn't happen.
Look at this left hand.
So that's where the real mistake is, and I think we can get too bogged down on the details of January 6th and forget about what could have actually fixed this. Ms. Sanborn, in the investigation afterwards, did the FBI or any intelligence gathering entity of government subpoena, request, or issue a warrant for non-individualized phone and credit card records for anyone on Capitol Hill on January 6th?
Pause it. What he's getting at, they're talking about those, going in and just doing a dragnet on these Google, on your phone locations, because basically they can tell everyone who's there. They can just, and so he's getting at, come on, man, we know y'all just pulled everybody's. And so he wants to get into that during the time of treason. Now, now, if these were Arabs, I don't think he'd be sitting here talking like this. And, with that, what do you call that? That Patriot Act, that awful, god-awful Patriot Act. And he's going to start grilling them about white people's rights. You know what I mean? And hey, I agree with him. This, I'm not going to say he's a Klansman because I don't know what's in his heart. Politician is about to literally say, because now we're doing criminal justice reform, and I think, bro, it was literally like, man, he just spit in my face. Go ahead and roll it. I want the nation to see it for themselves.
He's a politician.
Yeah, Politricks. Yeah.
Politician.
Yeah, it's a great song. Great song, but coming from deep. By the way, Politricks.
I don't have the specific answer to a specific subpoena, but I do know that we've issued lots of subpoenas and lots of search warrants.
Oh.
It's all right, self-love nation. Stand by and stand back. We'll be with you in a minute. All right, so we got to start ramming their slogans. You know what I mean? Get the T-shirt, start walking around the hood with them. Stand back.
That might get us kicked off of here.
Oh, they'd say we were the ringleaders. They're looking for somebody to put
put in front of that.
Yeah, put a black face on that.
Man, where were we at? Oh no!
Rioters.
It's the next one.
Yeah,
I think there's a danger in analyzing this of spending probably in retrospect, better judgment would have had them in there, and we would have had riot lines, and we might have been better prepared. We're going to fix this in the future. It isn't about calling the National Guard out quicker. It's about having 1,000 people standing there before the riot happens so the riot doesn't happen. So that's where the real mistake is, and I think we can get too bogged down on the details of January 6th and forget about what could have actually fixed this.
These super
Sanborn,
no.
In the investigation
changing the
afterwards, did
narrative.
the FBI or any intelligence gathering entity of government subpoena, request, or issue a warrant for non-individualized phone and credit card records for anyone on Capitol Hill on January 6th?
He put in a trick bag.
I don't have the specific answer to a specific subpoena, but I do know
They all
that
be
we've
lying to
issued
each other.
lots of subpoenas and lots of search warrants as a result of each of those individuals.
Yeah, my question's not towards
Yes, sir.
individuals.
Yes, no question.
Like if you see
Right.
John Smith on a video, I'm
Right.
fine with looking at his
Right, hear
records.
all
My
this
question
shit.
is, did you have a generalized collection of data about people who were on the Hill
So
on
I was
January
talking to
6th?
Drew.
Answer the question.
Not that I'm aware of. I do know that we have used data, and this is reflected in some of the charging documents that had geolocation data. I don't know the background for what the underlying predicate was for that search warrant, but I do know that we obtained geolocation data. I just don't have the predication.
Do you understand the potential problem here?
Why is
If you
she
gather
sitting here if she don't
everybody's
know?
data and then start searching through it and looking for people who might have done something wrong,
Plausible
as opposed to the
deniability.
traditional law
Yep.
enforcement where we
Send
think
somebody that
John
don't
Smith
know.
Don't
on a
know.
video
Yep.
breaking into the Capitol. Now we want to look at his
But
records
why?
and
It's
see
a
if he was
joke.
there to help prove he was
It's
there.
Congress.
I
They
think
should
that's
be
a
telling them,
reasonable
don't send
request.
nobody who don't know.
But we have had articles written
Send
about
everybody.
the Bank of America sharing all of people's credit card information. What I need to know is, did you request it? Did you subpoena it?
Congress,
Did the
so
Bank of America just decide they don't
send
care about
somebody
the
they don't
privacy of their
know. They
customers and just
appreciate it. They can
upload
just
everybody's
ram this
data?
like
You're
this.
right.
These
So
are
he
important
can,
questions.
He could look
There are
like he's
amendments
doing
out there to
something and get
protect
his
against
paycheck.
generalized searches. And I think you know the importance. Most people in law enforcement know the importance of you individualize. We're all fine with that. But there are even reports that elected members of Congress's phone calls, records, as
That's
well
what
as
he's
credit
concerned
card
about,
records
what
are in
records they
some of
got
this
from
data.
Congress.
Have you heard of that or seen any of that?
See,
I don't have any specifics on that, sir. I'd happy to follow up.
All right. So if we want to get the answer, we just need
it's
to
the only
direct it
time
to
they
the
care about
director
our
of the
rights.
FBI.
I mean, you can direct it.
When
I'm
theirs
happy to
are
follow up.
abused.
Yeah, because he would have been in that
You have not
dragnet.
personally seen
And
any of that.
he's saying,
or
well,
seen
what are they
any,
doing with that information?
Cross-referencing of records between a general category to try to find individuals as opposed to have an individual and then looking at data.
No, again, sir, I don't know what went into the background for the application for the search warrant, so I would like to follow up and get you that detail. And I do know that we did receive information from private partners. I'd also like to follow up on that specific
See,
detail about
blame it
Bank
on
of
the private
America for you
partner,
as
so
well.
it's
But
plausible
you don't know the
deniability.
answer.
I do not.
Okay. Well, I think it's very important. Everybody wants to get to the bottom of this, but it's also very important that we not have some huge dragnet that everybody that went shopping on January 6th in D.C. is now a suspect and going to be charged with some kind of conspiracy that could be 20 years in prison. So
Like the
as
way
we
we
do
do
the
niggas.
investigation, it's important that those who committed violence are treated accordingly and giving significant penalties. But I think it's also important that those of us who have been for criminal justice reform, for poor, underrepresented people in our cities, also want the same kind of justice here, that we're not charging people with crimes that are 20 years for doing something that was admittedly wrong and they should be punished for. But there's a difference between assaulting a
he's been
policeman
for
and
criminal
causing bodily
justice
harm,
reform
which
in poor
I think
community.
requires jail time and, being present at the Capitol. And I worry that if we're going to look at everybody's phone shopping records and 20,000 people were here, I hope that's not what's going on, is that
See
we're
that
looking for
devil?
anybody in D.C. and we're going to just develop a case out of
Damn,
nothing
it looked
without
like his
having
horns just popped
seen them
out.
actually
Yeah,
commit some sort
he
of
looked like
crime.
an actor playing this role. Which one could play it?
understand. I would like to
One of
follow
those
up on
brothers.
both of those. Again, I'm not
You know,
clear on what
Sheens or something. Yeah, one of
data.
them.
I do
Yeah.
know we have phone data.
Yep,
I am
Baldwin's.
aware of the
Yep.
Bank of America
Yep, they could nail
situation
him.
and would like to follow up in detail with you on that.
I hope they
My
hear me and
suspicion
do
is it
invitation.
was gotten a generalized way
Right
because
on
we
Saturday
have
night.
very little concern
Yeah.
for individual privacy
you'll kill
anymore.
it.
And the warrant requirements and some of the court precedents allow the FBI to gather this. It's just something I object to, but gathering things in a large way,
Yeah.
not specific to an individual.
Want your
not
net out
specific to
there.
probable
But I
cause,
just wish
and
they
not
use the same
specific to,
logic for everybody, is
someone
what we've been
alleged to
preaching
have-
the whole
have
show.
found a crime, but more
Man,
a dragnet of,
especially
hey, let's
like
just look at all the phone
with
data.
health care we pay for their health care and they have the best in the world and they don't want to give us.
Man, you could get
bottom
shot in
of
their
the barrel.
neighborhood and they push you right out the hospital.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. Okay. I got you, baby. All right. So, yeah, bro, it's beyond ridiculous, man. It is beyond ridiculous. So let's see where we at here. Yeah, but anything else on that? But did you hear the little slick talk?
Man, just like you said, I'm telling they care about our rights when it interferes with theirs, and they still don't care about ours. They care about theirs. So, and the polls, I don't.
But the fact that he thought he had to bring up that he stands for criminal justice reform for poor people, that had nothing to do with that conversation. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off like that. That's devil talk.
Well, it was completely about him. That's why it was nothing about her answering the question. He knew she couldn't answer the question. And when he said, okay, well, she can't answer anything, I'm going to go ahead and run off and make me look good.
That's a good point.
Plenty of people that's going to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She ain't going to say anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just looked like an opportunity for him to, give himself a good old.
And his constituents say, look at him, he's doing stuff.
Both sides, his constituents. Yep.
Yeah. Look at him. He's doing stuff. Yeah.
He
You're right.
pat himself on both sides because he had the time. He was allotted the time to ask these questions or whatever. And she wasn't going to answer anything. Oh, happy to follow up. That's her response. Happy to follow up. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't have any specifics or anything.
But
She
then,
was
but
trying
then
to,
she, but then she
trying to
dry
cut her off.
snitched on some alleged private partners. You know what I mean? Maybe it was our private partners. That's how you get around stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But everybody should be sitting there, is what I'm saying. But you're right, Self, that they do that because it's all a big farce. And a big show. And the reason that we do this is not to offend anyone. Self-Love and I, we're big on vibrating love. This Super Predator series is because we are This Ain't That network. And so we just see enough, negativism spread about us throughout our life. Superlatives used to describe us, and then we start doing it ourselves. So the only way that there can be balance is for us to
Show
use
examples of who were invented and called us these words and names,
and also use
and expose them.
superlatives on these people too.
Yes, expose them.
Yes, just for a little balance, and that's what we do here on this network. We show us in the light, and then we show the super predators, and because that's the opposite of what's done in the mainstream media vehicles.
Yeah, This Ain't That network is about. The Self-Love Show is about Black empowerment. So
That's right.
We gonna show us growing.
And for any white or pink people out there who don't like it, call up those major networks and tell them you don't like it when you hear them doing what? The same stuff about Pookie.
Yeah, the opposite. The way they portray us. Unless you probably feel like that's the real thing. Man.
Correct. Or you feel like that's okay, or you feel like, right, it's not affecting anything.
Yeah, so.
But we feel like that's why a cop feels like they can put their knee on a grown man's neck,
for
screaming for his
minutes.
Yes. Yes.
And in front of the cameras.
In front of society.
Yeah,
in front of society.
Like
and another cop car couldn't even gotten there.
Like he was.
This is viral, going viral, Selfie. Right. And what was the chief doing? Yes, keep your knee on him. Should we get another car out? Send the paramedics. Paramedics, send some cops in an ambulance.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you see the cops in the ambulance show up?
Yeah.
You saw that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a new thing they claim they had to do. That's crazy. That's just straight up KKK, bro.
Yeah. They knew exactly what they were doing out there.
Yeah, but hey, tomorrow we got a big one.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we got Cosmo D, and he is a Southeast Side legend. My man came up, I would say he's above average breakdancing, but that's not why he's here.
Man. He was incredible. He was not above average.
And we're going to talk to him because, that's an Olympic event now. And I think if he talks to the right people, he could definitely get on as a coach.
Man, he was incredible.
Get on as a coach. And where's the Olympics at? Wherever the Olympics, is LA? I don't know. But wherever the Olympics are, he can paint murals and coach at the same time. Hey, but I don't know if that's his thing. I know he loves Chicago. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. And he's a Chicago cat, and it's got murals throughout the city.
Man, amazing artist.
Has a YouTube channel and some what do you call that, Self? Local TV.
Yeah, TV.
Yeah,
show pieces.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pieces, yeah, and he has a clothing line, Pieces. But like Self said, we'll get into that.
Children's books.
Ah, yes.
Got a lot. It's gonna be.
But also jewels, though.
All the time.
Yeah, that goes without saying. I mean, jewels, and that's the thing our platform is about. Jewels, because no one wants to listen to the silverbacks.
Man, I learned so much every show, this one included. So,
man, I would give you that. And those Wednesday shows, man, and when those like minds, come by good new.
Man, it's
man,
refreshing.
Man. And Noop, you got some final words before we close out?
Man, like, share, help us grow. We're almost to one of the tiers, baby, where I get regressed. Looking forward to it. Let's go. Time to grow, baby.
Yeah, bro, we got to get that. We're gonna go over the tiers tomorrow. We're short on time, and we got to get that scheduled. I think we was gonna go out, meet up in AZ or something, man, and get this done. Or we got to schedule it with the bully because we're only like 29 subs away, bro, and that could be like in 30 days. So we got to get that on the schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're getting to a plateau.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Man, one sub at a time, brother. One sub at a time, man. But before we close out, so you can go ahead and run that Cosmo D promo vid, and then we'll come back and close it out. Who the hell was shopping? He said, who the hell was shopping while riot was going on? Some pink privilege, I guarantee you. You saw him walking out in the silver line.
Looking like, what are they doing here? There's some pink people that was that didn't know what the hell was going on. But here we go. We rolling.
Did you see when the orderly?
Hold on. I see.
Did you see? Huh?
I said, did I see what?
Did you see when the orderly riot at the end? They was walking out in between. They were walking out in a single file line between. It was like the meth wore off, and they were walking out in single file line, bro. It was like an episode from South Park. You know, when they were drinking that, having that revolution. I'm gonna make a video, man. They had on South Park.
I'm not really watching South Park like that, but
they was drinking.
I can see that.
Cartman started a revolution. They was drinking brandy, and it started itself, and they was just doing a Civil War reenactment. And Cartman gassed everybody up and was like, how come we got to lose every year? And everybody was like, cuz the South lost. And he was like, no, let's win. He got them all drunk. And it became a thing. And they literally started taking over states. Got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what this was like. It was like Cartman that gave him on meth. And then when the meth wore off, you'll see it tough. You got to watch that episode, man. You'll love it. All right, man, let's play it because they're playing me off. Cosmo D. Yeah, buddy. See how they on code, people? Oh, that's shucking and jiving. It's the time for this shit. Time to shut the fuck up. Man, smiling all in the cameras for these white people. Want to make them feel safe all the time. It's a condition. They need to know how you feel. Yeah, it's investigation and people climbing on the walls. We want to get in. We want to find out what was going on. Oh, this ain't Cosmo's thing. You got to stop this up.
Yep.
We ran this already.
Stay tuned. Get ready.
I got the wrong one queued up. This is supposed to be for Cosmo. We'll just run it tomorrow. We will run it tomorrow. My bad on that. My bad to the Self-Love Nation. And hold on here, Self. I got one thing I'm doing here. You can stop that share. Battery running low. Are we plugged in here, Jim?
I stopped the share already, did I?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did. It took long because my thing wasn't plugged in. Thank goodness they give me that alert. It wasn't all the way plugged in.
It says Cosmo D, though.
Does it? Well, what was playing? Play it. Play it. Play it.
Oh, hold on. Let me get to it. It says Cosmo D, bro. I think he was getting there too.
Okay, my bad. Studio D TV.
All right. We rolling.
Yeah, we rolling. Osmo D. We coming with. I think he thinks he's Cool Mo D. Cosmo D. He's from the Cool Mo D era.
Yes. Man.
Yeah. He's one of those Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
This brother, I know.
and Cool Mo D will outshine Michael Jordan and LL. He's one of those. Of course, I've been told I didn't hear the early Cool Mo D. So.
Almost all my life.
I didn't hear Cool Mo D. Every time he opens his mouth, he's dropping a jewel. He doesn't say much, but
yeah, Cool Mo D was.
You know what I mean?
I've
been
told.
facts too. He'd be like, "Yeah, no, I read that." I'd be like, what? And I've been told that he didn't get the market because he was dropping jewels. You're painting murals all day. You're like Tori. You're in the lab all day. You know, yeah. I'm gonna study Cool Mo D. Yeah.
Great.
Go back and listen to some of his stuff. He was old by the time, bro. I was, you know what I mean?
You know, a spur of the moment, open panel situation. Shit, even the shit, the shit that he Saturday did, show, then that was commercial type stuff.
I think, and you
gotta listen to it because shit.
No, you're right. I gotta listen to it as a grown man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking ownership. You guys can check out his YouTube because he's got a YouTube channel. But I didn't like his glasses. He's an artist, great dancer. You know, the main thing is I can guarantee you in Tough Love we got it, man. We should have rocked that lazy guy. Well, yeah, I'll get just got a cooler pair of looking glasses. Most of them on his page, so. But yeah, you guys are driving around the city of Chicago, and you can see some of the murals, like an usher in a church. You know? Started out doing the graffiti bombing, you know, back in the day, and has turned that into a straight up, you know, business. Facts. Doing what he loves and beautifying the community. And one thing about him, he's never been about effery. Nah, he ain't been about that F stuff. So. Never played into it. Never gave it any respect. Never treated it shiny. And he's, you know what I'm talking about. He saw the desecration he'll speak out against it too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And never, if asked. He'll speak out against it.
The same waters I did, you know, without. Oh, they'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, they'll see. They will see. Give people. Vibrate love. Goat right there, boy. Him in his prime, which we never saw because of the awful white supremacy. Ali in his prime, how many rounds do you think? Well, he'd have played with Mike Tyson. He probably would have. Tyson probably would have gotten him. Tyson probably would have gotten him something first. Well, in they primes.
No, I
don't. We never saw Mike. We never saw Ali's prime. That's terrible, man. Can you imagine?
And his jab, I mean, that's what. Well, he went to prison too, so he had lost years. But in his prime, though, man, that would have been.
Because he was better than Riddick Bowe. You know what I'm saying? And he had the same type of reach. And man,
real talk, better than Riddick Bowe. Better than all them dudes, really.
Man. Hey, but some quick announcements before they play us off. We got Big Nick, South Florida, part 2. He's agreed to sit with us on Tuesday. It's going to be scheduled for Tuesday, April 6th. So big ups to Big Nick. And yes, sir. Him and yes, sir. And him and Willie D from Ghetto Boys. The Willie D. They got some things they're working on, and they're looking for silverbacks. So one thing Self and I do, we have a silverback. We're sitting on a silverback, plethora of silverbacks. You know, we're a silverback collection. So maybe we can link them up. So that's some things we're working on the back channels. We have the premier international macular eye surgeon, the number one. Has agreed to come on the Self-Love show. That's going to be, and he's a black man, and he's from Chicago. And it's going to be on 420+1. 420. That's It's right. 420. That's Adolf Hitler's birthday. Small ups. And everybody celebrates that because they're white supremacists and don't even know it. So he's going to be on our show Wednesday, 420 plus 1. We got the big covert panel, the Peter Pandemic, part 2. Dr. Honore and Dr. Gay. Dr. Conrad. Pastor Bryant Stewart, and attorney Cannon Lambert. Rest in peace, Sandra Bland's lead attorney, and he's had some other major cases. So we're going to look at covert, the Peter Pandemic. We're looking at actually the variants. That's the topic itself, the new viral variants, and everyone's gone out and gotten those Modernas and all of that. And then now they're saying that those...
What's that mean?
Yeah, they're saying that stuff might not even work, right?
Oh yeah, well, they went out there and got them. So let's see what was in them anyway.
Yeah, this is all facts, bro. Yeah, we'll see. So that's something else we're covering, and then of course the Seventh-day Adventist. Pastor Bryant is going to take a look at covert, going to revisit it from a spiritual perspective and what's been going on. With still all of our places of faith have been closed. I don't know if there's ever been a time in human history where the temple has closed, but I could be off on that.
I don't know. I think they're opening up here because I've been driving past places and I'm like, whoa.
Really?
Yeah.
We heard a lot about people dying when they were trying to get rid of Donald Trump, but you don't hear about it so much now that the great savior of America, and the pillar of the black community, the freedom fighter for black rights, Joe Biden, and Kamala.
You already got a nigger mayor. What do you want, nigger governor?
Huh?
Joe Biden, baby.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
What did he?
Yeah, it's a video of his long time ago. But
Oh wow! Dig that up and send it to the producers at TATN. We'll find a way to put that to use. You saw the way we used Ronnie Reagan.
Oh man.
Oh, and the T-shirts. Our T-shirt supplier had major issues. He's okay. His company's okay, but they got bogged down. Some things they're doing. Some workload. So that's back in motion. So everybody be patient, and we'll get those into effect. Of course, we got TATN Sports with Miliac. That's going to be Monday at 3:15. Monday, March 15th at 7 p.m. Central Standard, right here on TATN. Yeah, so we're going to have some sports commentary. That's going to be like a 45-minute to a 1-hour live segment. And finally, the Self-Love Show Elders Series. It's to be announced, but we've got Say Eureka scheduled. We're going to pre-record that joint, and we'll let you guys know where we're going to run that, and we're going to get an elder's perspective, from 50s shy, 60s shy, and we're going to talk about that. So
expansive.
Yeah, very expansive. So yeah, Self, we've been busy, man. We've been busy.
No doubt. Consistent and building.
Facts.
Growing. It's a beautiful experience.
Yeah, man. So as they say, we got
one more thing.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you on that challenge, the sit-up challenge.
Okay, yeah, and we'll give it to the Self-Love Nation. Our sit-up challenge is today. I did 1 sit-up. Tomorrow I'm gonna do 2 sit-ups. Next day 3, so forth and so forth. God willing, if I'm in the flesh, 365 days from now, I will be doing a set. of sit-ups. 365 sit-ups. Right, so?
Yes, sir.
You figure if you do about 60 in a minute, it's a nice little workout. So Self has accepted the challenge. And, I had a challenge I was doing with another brother. Today I got to get out there, Self. It's day 12. So I'm going to run 12 blocks.
Baby.
Man, 12 blocks, Self-Love Nation. So what I'm experimenting with is something I got on a TED Talk that anybody can do anything. You can expand yourself. You just do it 1 degree at a time. So if you wanted to, be able to lay in a ice cold bath, you just get in the water and you make it a little bit colder every day, 1 degree colder every day. Pretty soon your body would be able to tolerate temperatures that you couldn't imagine tolerating today. That's the human experience. That's the fractal. That's us. So when people say, there'll be a nuclear bomb and a nuclear winter and we'll all die, and I say, well, no, we won't all die. We will not all die. Many will survive. They're playing me off here, so many will many will survive, and so I'll leave it at that. Many will evolve. So some people have genetic predispositions to certain diseases and certain genetic predispositions against certain things. Yeah, buddy. As they say on the South Side and on the Self-Love Show, bullets are boomerangs.
And your ground.
Murder is suicide.
An eye for an eye.
Silence is violence.
See something, say something.
Greed plus ego over fear is slavery.
Charity plus humility times love is freedom, y'all.
Do not answer questions, young men and young men.
Question everything they tell you.
Everything. Fear is cap.
Vibrate love.
Forgiveness and charity is the highest forms of vibration of that love.
So do something charitable for an enemy.
People in pain put people in pain.
People that feel good make people feel good.
Free Larry Hoover.
Free Jeff Ford.
Free the guys, man.
Prison is slavery.
Y'all get like St. Pedro out here and put your eyes on Yeshua. Get on your path and start walking on water.
Move mountains.
How you supposed to move a mountain? What's the formula for that, Wordsmith?
Just need the faith of a mustard seed. We got more than that. Everything we need.
Salute. Big ups. More growth and development.